Start today knowing where you stand. 3 games behind the A's, a half a game behind the Angels. Remember how much work is left to be done. Play as if it's your last game and focus on today. The final game of the year against division-leading Oakland coming up. Win today and move on. The Rangers and the A's are next. Couple nights ago it was Michael Young who was steering that magic carpet. It was Eric Young last night, and we throw it wide open. Who will be the Ranger hero today as the Rangers and the Oakland A's meet for the final time in regular season play? You know, entering Saturday, it did not look good. The Rangers were 5 behind the A's, and now looky here. 3 games back with 11 to go. The Rangers have won 4 straight, and here they come. Welcome to Ranger Baseball from Ameriquest Field in Arlington with Tom Grieve. I'm Josh Lewin. We keep saying these are big games. That's because they are big games, bigger and bigger. And for Chanahoe Park today, never a bigger start as a Texas Ranger.
No, you're right about that, Josh. And Chanahoe has spent a lot of this season on the disabled list. He's come back from the disabled list and started 5 times for the Rangers. The first 2 starts against Minnesota were quite good. The last 3 have not been as good. Throughout all 5 of those starts, though, he's shown signs of being the pitcher that he used to be. His velocity frequently has been in the mid-90s. His slider, his breaking ball have been fine. The stuff is there. It's a question of can he put it together in his most important day as a Ranger, and I guess we'll find out.
It may be the Rangers' biggest game since the 1999 playoffs, not to overstate it, but I can't think of a bigger one. The Rangers are either 2 back or 4 back at the end of the day today, and Chanahoe Park is opposing Tim Hudson, who, as always, is very, very tough. The Rangers and A's coming up next.
Driver's license number, make and model, number of drivers, VIN number, submit. No.
Hey, think easier. Think Progressive. We give you our direct rate per car insurance, plus the rates of other top companies instantly. Go to Progressive.com.
For a limited time, the good folks down at Whataburger are serving up a hot, fresh, look out world, I'm coming through, can't stop me now, let me at 'em biscuit sandwich for just 99 cents. Get 'em while they're hot.
What a burger.
Just like you like it.
Question, who is Brick.com? Who has the good housekeeping seal of approval? Who doesn't sell concrete or Mexican brick? Who's your favorite announcer?
If you don't see the Acme name, you're not getting Acme quality.
This week on the Best Damn Sports Show, period, it's a Best Damn Heavyweight Fight as James Toney takes on Rydell Booker live.
What's really awesome
about DirecTV DVR with TiVo is
no videotape.
It's not like the old VCR. They get all that red light on it. It's still blinking.
I've been through the VCR thing.
With the DirecTV with TiVo,
you just press the record button.
Boom.
And you're good to go.
Simple.
This thing is brilliant. Brain's not needed.
Quality is awesome. It's digital.
It's unbelievably pristine and clear.
DVR has just stepped it up to a whole nother level.
DirecTV DVR. Call 1-866-GET-A-DVR for this special offer.
Gentlemen, it's true. NBA League Pass can get you up to 40 games per week. Elton, can I watch the Clippers play if I live in Kalamazoo?
With NBA League Pass, you can.
Ron, what's the League Pass motto?
Come on, Artest, you know this.
Closing is the key to success, and never forget it, guys.
Order now and save $20 off the regular season price. Call 1-800-GET-SPORTS, tune to Channel 216, or visit DirecTV.com.
Stupid, stupid, stupid.
Speed Channel.
You're watching FSN Southwest.
Texas Ranger Baseball on FSN Southwest, brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. Ford is the best in Texas. By Gatorade, is it in you? by the Progressive Insurance Group. For a money-saving car insurance quote, call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE. And by Southwest Airlines, over 2,800 nonstop daily flights to 60 destinations all across the country. Well, the Rangers trying to accomplish something remarkable, a sweep of the Oakland A's wearing 3 different uniforms in 3 days. They went with the sleeveless a couple days ago. They went with the blue tops yesterday. They go all white this afternoon on a sunny Thursday afternoon here in Arlington. The Oakland A's still wearing the green and the gold will come out like this today. The Southwest Airlines starting lineup. Mark Kotsay has had a wonderful season against the Rangers. He is 6 out of 8 in this series. Burns and Chavez, the 2 Erics after that. Hatteberg and Dye. Durazo and Crosby, Melhuse and Scuttero. And no way to mask it here today, Tom, for Chanahoe Park. So far, it has been an abject failure. Today, he's got to be terrific. 46 starts now as a Texas Ranger, and I think a lot of Ranger fans would forgive what's happened over the first 45 if he pitches like he's capable of doing this afternoon.
Well, as we look at the scouting report on Chanahoe, you'll notice a very good game against the A's in the second game of the season. 7 2/3, 3 earned runs in that game. Friday against Anaheim, 9 hits, 5 runs in 5 innings.
Mark Kotsay jumps on the 3rd pitch of the game. He takes it out, and the A's are on top. And a very unsettling start to this game. Kotsay, we mentioned, the hottest athletics hitter. But Chanahoe Park trying to make that statement here today. That is an early stumble. Kotsay's 15th home run of the year.
Kotsay has been swinging the bat very well in the first 2 ball games. Whether he's got 2 strikes or whether he's ahead in the count, but that pitch isn't going to get anybody out. It's a belt-high pitch right down the middle of the plate without much movement on it. And to a hot hitter, that ball's going to be hit hard every time.
Burns is the first out. Let's check the Rangers defense behind Chanahoe today. Partly cloudy skies for the outfielders to deal with. Sun kind of playing a little hide and seek with us here this afternoon. David DeLucci. There's been a one-man highlight reel in left field this year. Nixon Mensch very solid. Well, the case for Chanahoe Park that we can make today. This is the only Ranger pitcher over the last couple of years, Tag, who has gone into the 6th inning with a shutout against the Oakland A's. He did that in the 2nd game of the season. And remember, back to April, Chanahoe actually had a couple of pretty good starts right off the bat. And the hope was that he could indeed kind of recapture the form that he showed with the Dodgers the last several years.
The home run ball has hurt Chanahoe. That's the 19th home run that he's given in about 80 innings. That's a large number of home runs. The other thing he's done a lot is hit batters. 12 hit batters. That's 5th in the league, tied for 5th in the league.
See, and as you can see right there, he's got the stuff that makes you think that, hey, he is due to get back on track. This is an 18-game winner for the LA Dodgers just a few years ago. That's a good pitch on Chavez. Eric Young will scoop it up. 2 down.
Well, if the only damage done in the 1st inning, if he gets Jermaine Dye as a 1-run leadoff home run, that's not the end of the world. You can pitch around that. The Ranger offense has been solid. Hatteberg's the 4th hitter, excuse me.
Yeah, he and Dye switching places about an hour before the game. Ken Maka made that lineup card switch.
I wish Ken would call me on his cell phone when he does that.
I told him, I said, don't do anything before you talk to Grieve.
No, he just must not have gotten that message.
We were in the back of the booth devouring cookies at the time. Hatteberg lifting it down towards the left field line. There's DeLucci, and he will get it. So indeed, Park, after giving up a home run to Kotsay, sets him down in order after that. Rangers coming up against Tim Hudson next.
Sand painting is practiced by many cultures. Notice how they place the sand, 1 grain at a time. They've been working on this piece for over 8 days. I'm sorry, no pictures, please. Just look at the detail.
Want to get away? Now you can. Go to Southwest.com for Southwest Airlines $39 to $149 internet specials to 59 destinations nationwide. Purchased by October 21st.
You are now free to move about the country.
You never know who has the potential to achieve great things. So when it's time to refinance, AmeriQuest Mortgage will look at more than just your credit score. AmeriQuest, the company that knows you are more. And proud sponsor of baseball in homes everywhere.
The last of the 04s are moving out, one by one. It's Chevy's model year-end event. This could be your last chance to get the 2004 Chevy SUV you want with amazing model year-end offers. Now get $5,500 total cash back on a 2004 Suburban, Tahoe, or Trailblazer with GMAC financing. So get here soon. In fact, right now would be good. See your Texas Chevy dealer.
Mark Kotze's home run has the A's in front, but now here come the Rangers, and they started up with a home run hitter, a very recent vintage. Eric Young at the top of the order hit his first home run as a Ranger last night. Impeccable timing, as Buck Showalter said after the game. Blaylock and Michael Young will follow. Then it is Teixeira, Jordan, and DeLucci. Mark Teixeira against Tim Hudson. Got it done last time out. Mensch, Nix, Barajas at the bottom of the order. And no question, this is not an easy draw for the Rangers today. Tim Hudson Tag has the third best winning percentage in the history of Major League Baseball. Minimum 100 decisions. Hard hit to Bobby Crosby. And on the second pitch, there is one out.
Well, each leadoff hitter hit the ball about as hard as the other. Kotze got his up in the air and EY didn't, but both balls were hit hard. Scouting report on Hudson. September 13th against the Rangers, 8 innings, solid game, 4 earned runs, struck out 8 in that game. Career at this ballpark, a losing record and an ERA over 6 in 6 starts. He loves to pitch in the daytime, though. In 24 daytime starts, last 24 daytime starts, an ERA of 191.
And that all-time winning percentage of about 71%. He's 92-38 for his career. But as you said, Tag, closer to a 500 pitcher against the Rangers. Last time out, beat Seattle, going 8 strong innings, walked only 1, struck out a half dozen. And Blaylock.
One of the keys again, Josh, for the A's starting pitchers, make him throw a lot of pitches. The Rangers did that to Hudson early in the season. He was out after 5 innings and 100+ pitches.
Rangers did that to Barry Zito yesterday. They worked over the lefty for 100 pitches in 4 innings. And he was out of there after the 5th. By then, the Rangers had the lead.
And the A's have a solid bullpen. That does not mean that you're going to have a field day on the A's bullpen. It certainly didn't mean that yesterday.
Well, here again, one of the new wrinkles that has made Hank Blaylock excel. His willingness to work the count. He is up to 71 walks for the year. Popping this one into shallow center field. Crosby back. And he'll put it away. Tim Hudson usually does keep the ball in the yard, but just in case the outfielders have to go run him down, let's give you a look at who's out there. Behind the plate, we'll give you a look. That is Adam Melhuse. Burns, Kotze, and Dye roaming the outfield for the Oakland Athletics. Yeah, Hudson is statistically the toughest guy off which to hit a home run in the American League. But that did not faze the Rangers in Oakland, did it? They got him for 2.
He's given up 2 to the Rangers, 2 other ones, so 4 home runs in September, 4 September starts after 3 home runs in his first 20 starts.
Michael Young hits it to right field, and the Rangers are down in order against the tough right-hander. We'll go play the second inning here at AmeriQuest Field in Arlington. It's the A's on top by 1.
Y'all, a term used to address more than one person, fixin' to, intending to do something usually in the near future. Keep a massive quantity of an object or thing. Now, in a sentence, y'all are fixing to save a heap of money on a new Ford truck.
We speak your language, and we'd love to talk with you about our new Ford F-150, the #1 selling truck 27 years running. Now just $249 a month with $1,875 down.
Mosey, a type of walk.
On over to your Texas.
It's not every day you get to hang out with an NFL MVP. Unless, of course, you enter and win the NFL Sunday Ticket Hang with Peyton sweepstakes. Because you and Peyton would practically be on a first-name basis.
So, Mike.
It's Bob.
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 Practically. Visit sweeps.directtv.com for details.
When I put on pads, I can't catch a thing.
I kind of figured that.
You're watching FSN Southwest.
The biggest of Chanahoe Park's 46 starts as the Texas Rangers so far. The Rangers have come to within 3 games of the first place A's with 11 to go. And they are facing the team they are chasing here this afternoon. Jermaine Dye pops it up. Eric Young has the range. So after the third pitch of the game was belted for a home run, that's 4 quick outs for Chanahoe Park. We go to Jim Knox.
Thank you, Josh. Fox Box is the place to be for discount tickets tomorrow night. How about this? Usually $20 seats, but tomorrow night you can get them for $10 right here in the Fox Box as the Rangers open a 3-game series against Seattle. All you have to do is call 817-273-5100 or log on to TexasRangers.com. Hey, we got a first here, guys. What is this going on?
This is their first game ever to come to see the Texas Rangers. And this is Savannah Sue and Walker Lynn. They're 3 years old, and we're here to see a big win today. Go Rangers!
All right, appreciate it. Glad to have you in the Fox Box today. Thanks, guys. Josh.
Missing him in nursery school, I'm sure, today, but welcome. And good to see you. It seems like the crowd is getting bigger as we get going here, Tag. More and more people finding inventive ways to get out of school or work.
It's a good day for a ball game. It's a nice warm day. 86 degrees, a lot of sunshine, not much wind.
A little more humid than the last couple of days have been. But yeah, a good day to come out, work on that late summer tan or early autumn tan. This is officially fall now. We are out of summer. And just with that little flip of the calendar page, so to speak, you get the sense that these are more meaningful ball games now that we're talking about fall baseball and not summertime. Durazo bangs it into right field. A 1-out base runner for the A's, and Durazo 9 out of 20 on this road trip for Oakland. We've been talking all year, Tag, about the Rangers just wanting to play some meaningful September baseball, but now, boy, you get greedy. You think, how about some meaningful October baseball? A week away from getting into the 10th month. The Rangers end the regular season with 3 in Seattle. And they are attempting to make those games mean just as much, if not more, than what we've been talking about here.
Well, Chanho's throwing the ball fine. He's throwing a fastball to Durazo at 95 miles an hour. Last pitch, 93 miles an hour. Velocity is excellent. Breaking balls look pretty good. Made a mistake to Katse, but you know that can happen no matter how well you're pitching or what kind of season you're having. You got a hot hitter like Katse, and you make a mistake to him, and he hit it out of the ballpark. But you can overcome 1 run.
And you're right. I mean, you run into Katse, you're running into a buzzsaw right now. He had a series against the Rangers earlier this year where he was 8 of 11 with 3 home runs. Now in this series, he is 7 for 9. Crosby takes on the inside corner, 2-2. Well, this is the 9th career start for Chanahoe against the A's. He has only beaten them once. But again, back in Oakland, game 2 of the season, he sure pitched well enough to win. Took a shutout deep into the 6th inning. And remember, after that long stay on the DL, Chanahoe came back and he ran off a couple of very impressive starts for the Rangers. But the last 3 have been a struggle. He has allowed 17 earned runs now in his last 17 innings. What's remarkable, I think, Tag, about this Oakland team, they have gone 6-10 now in their last 16. And they have lost just a game and a half off their lead in the AL West. The Rangers have come on of late, obviously. They've won 9 of 12. But before that, remember, they had lost 9 of 11. And that continues to astound you, the resiliency about this Ranger team. When you go into that 2-9 skid and you drop to 6.5 games back, and then you've got to go and play in Oakland and in Anaheim, it's not looking real good. But they have found a way.
And when you lose 9 out of 11, it just kind of underscores what everybody knows about baseball. And in any given series, I think I have to finish that later.
Ideally next inning. And so it is, a 4-6-3 double play. Hold that thought, will you?
I will.
All right.
Gladly.
Teixeira coming up. Rangers down 1.
Check out Circuit City and the new CircuitCity.com for the biggest DVD releases. Right now, you'll find the Star Wars trilogy on DVD at a great low price. And also get the Adventures of Indiana Jones for just $44.99. This week at Circuit City.
Thank you for opening the door.
Thank you for playing in the U.S.
Thank you for making us proud.
For being part of a great tradition.
Thanks for being a role model for me and my dad.
Thank you for your toughness.
Thank you for picking up the torch.
Thanks, beautiful.
Thanks for being our sister.
Yeah, we love you. We love you, Mia.
For the first time ever on DVD, see the Star Wars trilogy as you never have before. Includes all 3 classic films, digitally restored, plus a bonus 4th disc. Bring the Force to your DVD collection today.
At the Dodge Model year-end clearance, things are moving fast. Come in now to get huge deals on the best selection of the remaining 2004 Dodges. Grab the tough Dodge Ram 1500 Quad Cab with 0% financing plus $2,500 in bonus cash for a total savings of up to $8,100. That includes the Hemi-powered Lone Star Edition with 20-inch wheels. You won't get up to $8,100 in savings on Ram 1500 Quad Cab forever. Hurry into your Texas Dodge dealer during the Dodge Model year-end clearance.
Log on to the all-new CircuitCity.com today for a chance to win a $20,000 plasma TV makeover. From a 10-inch flip down for the kitchen to a 70-inch plasma for the living room. They can all be yours when you register today at the all-new CircuitCity.com.
Rangers trying to come back here in the second inning. Mark Teixeira has to turn out of the way of a Tim Hudson pitch. Chan-Ho Park got a double play ball off the bat of Bobby Crosby to get the Rangers out of the top of the second inning. As my distinguished partner Tom Grieve was saying right before that occurred. Tom?
I can't remember what I was talking about. I should have written myself a note. I know you said hold that thought, but I held it so good I lost it.
I'll help you get back there in a sec. Mark
right.
Teixeira swings, and it's now 1-2. Talking about having lost 9 of 11, but now.
Oh, the one thing that underscores, and in any given series, it doesn't matter what place a team is. And I'm thinking about the White Sox, who came in and won 3 out of 4. During any 3 or 4 game stretch, the worst team in baseball can look like the best team in baseball. And it's just a matter of you go into that series and maybe you're looking ahead just a little bit to some important series. Long one goes foul. And the other team comes in and they're playing very well. And that's what happened with the White Sox. They came in without Frank Thomas, without Maglio Ordonez. With Freddie Garcia tuning up a strong game. Excellent pitching. Their bullpen looks strong. They came in and won 3 out of 4. So I think that can happen at any time. And that's something that you don't know what's going to happen if the Rangers win today when Seattle comes into town. Just ask the Angels. They pounded the Angels yesterday. I don't know how many hits they ended up with, somewhere around 20 hits.
16-6 win for Seattle.
16-6. So you never know what's going to happen.
Bank of America higher standards. Would you believe the Rangers are the only winning team in the West in the month of September? Facing a brutal schedule, too. Remember, they started out having to go to Minnesota and Boston. Went 1-5 on that trip, and look at this. As you said, Tom, they lost 3 out of 4 at home to Chicago during that time, too. Boy, again, Teixeira just a bit out in front. Another long drive foul.
Yeah, when you look at things just in a kind of a black and white logical way, you say, well, the Rangers lost 3 out of 4 to Chicago, 9 out of 11, and now they have to play Anaheim and Oakland. That doesn't look very good. And, you know, that's probably one way to look at it. The other way is the games that you've just played don't mean anything as far as the future goes. You have to take every series as it comes, and you can't necessarily conclude what's going to happen in the next series based on what happened in the last one.
What a great at bat that was for Mark Teixeira. Rallies in the count, takes it full, fouls some balls off, and now he is the tying man for Brian Jordan.
I don't know if he can hear us right now, Josh, but Russ, our elevator operator who goes way back to old Arlington Stadium, had eye surgery today. He's back home right now. The surgery went well. Russ, we're glad to hear that. Don't know if you're up to listening to a ball game, but if you are, we got a lot of friends here that miss you and can't wait to see you back here.
The director of vertical operations for the Texas Rangers. Yeah, hurry back, Russ. The elevator's not the same without you. A lot of ups and downs in that business, you know.
A lot of ups and downs. How many would you think?
During the course of a day?
Yeah, how many times does he go up or down?
He's got to make about, I don't know, 300 round trips a day. He's had a lot of clients lately. Brian Jordan sends it to right. Jermaine Dye in pursuit, and Teixeira's got to get back to first. There is more media attention, a lot more people getting on that elevator lately than, for example, back in May or June. And good to see, again, the seats beginning to fill up a bit for the paying customers today. I know it's not easy to get out of work at the drop of a hat. Not always easy to get the little ones a legitimate excuse. It looks like a lot of Ranger fans have found that long-lost sick day availability today. David DeLucci, the Ranger batter. And if you are in the area, plenty of time to come on out. If you've got a boss with any kind of sense of fair play, hopefully you can talk him or her into giving you a couple hours here.
And if you have a boss who doesn't have a sense of fair play and you're here at the ballpark, let us know where you're sitting so our cameras don't zero in on you.
He was supposed to be working on the Mullins account today. One strike pitch, and DeLucci grounds it to second base. The A's looking to turn two. Safe is DeLucci. A little bit of a double clutch out there on the turn. And DeLucci never gave up on the play. He stays out of the double play.
Yeah, Scuttero got the ball to Crosby accurately and quickly, but Crosby bobbles the ball right here. And that little extra second allows DeLucci to beat it out, gives Mensch a chance to hit with a man on instead of back in the dugout. Hudson still pitching, and the Rangers still have a man on base.
When Kevin Mensch walked into the clubhouse today, on the stereo was Frank Sinatra singing High Hopes. And Mensch looking around like, is that just for me? Zach Manassian just happened to have Sinatra on the Bose equipment. But Mensch got a kind of a giggle out of it, and the other players kind of looked around and nodded approvingly of that musical selection. The Rangers pretty much that little ant that they said could not carry the rubber tree plant. But here they are. They are 3 games out with 11 to go. And around the Metroplex, hopes are very high right now. But man, they need this game today. Carve it down to 2. Otherwise, they are 4 back with 10 to go. And of course, Oakland and Anaheim butting ahead 6 times in the last week and a half. The Rangers needing not only to catch up to Oakland, but remember, they've got to catch the Angels too. Two balls and a strike. Was kicking that around today, wondering what soundtrack Chuck Morgan will put to the end of season highlight film. I want to go back to the 60s. A little Steppenwolf. Magic carpet ride would be fine. Chuck?
He's looking for that song, looking for that special song. Let you know he's got it.
Two-1 from Hudson to Mensch down and outside. I've been stuck more in the 80s. Don't stop believing. Not dead yet. The Rangers already 84 wins and 67 losses. That's the record. Last year it was reversed, 67 and 84 at this time. That one moving inside, so Kevin Mensch able to work the walk. That's a couple of walks in the inning. And an opportunity for Lance Nix to bust out a little bit. Lance still looking for his first home run in essentially about a month's time. Tom, our game within the game, we've mentioned this a couple of times. In this series, the Rangers having to face the big three of Hudson, Mulder, and Zito.
In 5 years, when they pitch in the same series, they've only lost 3 times. Minnesota, New York, and Detroit. They've lost the first 2 games, and now their ace, Tim Hudson's on the mound. And obviously the game within the game is, can the Rangers beat Tim Hudson and sweep the big three?
In a 3-game series, it's only happened twice. One of those that you just saw on there was a 4-game series where all 3 were beaten, but the 4th starter was able to get a win. And when Tim Hudson gets any kind of run support, he is flat out scary. Time permitting, we'll roll you out a number on that too. 1-0 pitch. Make it 1-1.
Well, Lance gave a little break there. He's walked a couple of batters this inning, including Mensch. Lance gets ahead 1 ball and no strikes, and then showing a little bit of impatience right there. Swung at what would have been ball 2 to make the count 2 balls and no strikes.
Mensch and Teixeira are the Ranger runners. That one dive bombing in. Tough pitch for Nix to hit, and he did not hit it. 1-2.
If you take that second pitch, now it's 2-0. It's a whole different ball game. You go to 1-1, swing at a borderline pitch. Now it's 1-2. And now you have to be careful because Hudson's going to go out of his way not to throw you a good pitch to hit right here. You have to lay off it if it's a ball. If anything, the fact that the A's didn't turn that double play has cost Hudson somewhere around 8 or 10 pitches this inning. Extra pitches that he wouldn't have had to throw had he been in the dugout right now. But Crosby bobbled the ball. Hudson walked Mensch, and now he's thrown 4 pitches to the 8th batter, Lance Nix. So it's at least cost him some extra pitches. Lance can put the ball in play for a base hit. It's going to cost him more than that. It's one of those things that doesn't go down as an error. You can't anticipate a double play.
Right.
So whatever happens as far as scoring goes is all earned on Hudson's ledger.
And Tim Hudson with the 4th best ERA in the league, about 3 1/3. They're using him to help avoid a sweep. That's what they're looking for. 1 out of 3 in this series. Into left field, base hit. Steve Smith waving the runner in. The Rangers have tied it up.
Well, now it's not only cost Hudson pitches. Not turning that double play has cost him an earned run and tied the ball game up for the Rangers. As Lance does a great job. I'm kind of surprised that Hudson didn't go back in, down and in, where Lance had swung at 2 borderline pitches to put Hudson ahead in the count. Instead, he threw a pitch away. Might have been trying to throw it in, but the pitch stayed up out over the plate. Now he's trying to go away with a pitch, and Lance with a nice job of hitting goes the other way, drives it into left field for an RBI hit.
Tag, you've seen a heck of a lot more Ranger baseball than I have, but I can't imagine there's been a Ranger team that's had more big 2-out hits than this one.
Yeah, it's tough to remember and to go back to think about. I think all you can say is this team has done a real good job in those situations this year, no doubt about it.
And the guy at the plate right now has kind of been the poster child for that. Rod Barajas had a big 2-out second inning double yesterday. Why not again? One hopper to Crosby, though. That will end the inning. But Lance Nix, a 2-out, 2-strike hit to the opposite field, ties the game.
After the restructuring, we saw a sustained 2% net, which will clearly help the LBO in Q4. Next is a pie chart, and you can see it kind of looks like pie. These are some squiggly lines, little balls there. These kind of go like that. 3 colors, not important. Self-explanatory. Look, just push the red button. I've got to get to the airport.
Relax. Give yourself extra time by checking in early and printing your boarding pass at southwest.com.
You are now free to move about the country.
Jack, 6 days to hit the jack. Maybe today they'll draw my lucky numbers. If not tomorrow, there's another jack. It could be my turn. Jack, with all the games I've gotta like my chances to do my celebration dances. Jackpot every day. Jackpot another way. Jackpot for me to play. Jackpot so I can hit the jackpot. Just can't wait. Jackpot to celebrate the jackpot. Jackpot.
With Jackpot drawing 6 days a week, next time it could be you.
At Taco Bueno University, students learn the Bueno way of preparing steak fajitas. First, they test the boil and bag method. Here they try the microwave shortcuts. But as they all learn, there's just no substitute for real choice sirloin steak cooked fresh the way Bueno does.
The new grilled steak fajita machaco. Freshly cooked sirloin steak, roasted peppers and onions, and real queso inside toasted pita bread. At Taco Bueno,
it's more Bueno.
Well done.
You're watching FSN Southwest.
Tonight, the best damn sports show, period, gets in the ring. A heavyweight championship fight you can't see anywhere else. James Lights Out Tony and Rydell Booker. The IBA heavyweight title on the line. That is live tonight at 7 Central, 8 Eastern, 7 Central on FSN Southwest. Lance Nix has been starving for base hits of late. And he gobbled up a 2-strike, 2-out single just a couple of minutes ago. This game is now tied 1-1. And the catcher, Adam Melhuse, against Canho Park. He will send one into right. The leadoff man is on in the third for Oakland.
Josh, one of the Rangers' best little fans is a left-handed pitcher. He's 10 years old. He's from Gunner, Texas. His name is Paik Montgomery. He's been in the hospital the last 3 days. He's not feeling very well. But we understand that he listens to the ball games, and he could be watching today. So, Paik, if you're watching our ball game today, we hope you're feeling better. Hope you get out of the hospital real soon and get back to pitching that baseball again.
Yeah, come on out and see us, Paik. Marco Scuttero bunting one foul here.
Speaking of Marco Scuttero, guess who I bumped into in the press dining room?
Marco Scuttero.
No.
Oh.
I bumped into the same gentleman that I bumped into last night, who wants to make sure that we pronounce his name Scuttero.
Yeah, except again, the fly in that ointment is when we asked him in Oakland back in April, he said it's Scuttero.
Scuttero.
Line shot foul. It is one of the more challenging names. We get that all the time with Eric Chavez as well. Most people say, come on, it's supposed to be Chavez. And then you actually go talk to Eric, and he says, well, you know, growing up, we always said Chavez. That's kind of what I prefer. So we attempt to go get it from the guy himself. Although I'm with you, Scuttero and Scuttero is.
I'm going to start calling him Scooter. That'll really make him mad. Not Marco, but Al Lamacchia, who is very concerned about the correct Italian pronunciation.
Well, the problem is he's Venezuelan.
Well, he may be living in Venezuela, but he's of Italian heritage.
1-2. How are we doing on Canho Park, by the way? That's another one, actually, because theoretically it should be Chan Ho Park, but when you talk to Chan Ho about it, he's very comfortable with the Americanization of it. And he says if you want to get it completely right, it would be Chan Ho Puck. And then we get more letters. Close pitch right there. Count goes to 3-2.
Tough pitch to lay off of. Good job by Scuttero to lay off of that pitch. Just missed. Looked like it was a little bit outside. It's the kind of pitch you like to make and get the hitter to swing at it, but he didn't do it.
See if Melhuse is going here on 3-2. He's not. There's a foul by the Scooter. Phil Rizzuto was the original Scooter. Scrappy little middle infielder. And he and Harry Carey both made Holy Cow famous on the air. A lot of conjecture as to who went first on that, by the way. Scooter says it was Scooter. Harry says it was Harry. Ground ball. Nice pick by Teixeira from one knee. Gets the out there. Almost a spectacular double play. They will settle for the fielder's choice. And beautifully done by Mark Teixeira.
Yeah, that's some smooth picking it right there at first base. Went down on a knee. Not easy to catch this ball. The ball took a tough hop. Tex grabbed it, threw from his knees. And the big thing Tex is doing right here, number one, he's glad he caught it. He's making sure he gets one out at second base. The chances of turning that play were very slim. But the key part of it was making the play. It's so rare to catch that ball. A lot of times it goes, not rare, but very, very often you'll see that ball go off the glove into right field for a first and third situation with a lesser first baseman. But Tex is doing a great job defensively. That was a nice play.
That was terrific footwork on display as well from Michael Young, dancing across the bag. You needed Benji Molina to be running right there.
Well, that's true. You did. You could turn it on some players.
Balk. They're calling a balk on Chan Ho Park.
Probably didn't come to a stop.
I think you're right, Tag. What looked like strike two is instead of balk to get the go-ahead man in a scoring position.
When you come to a set position, you have to pause. Let's check it out.
Well, that definitely looked like a strike, but Tim McClellan said balk instead of strike.
Yeah, that's the only thing I could see.
Well, so the A's get a break with Kotsay at the plate. Remember, he's the guy that homered to start the game. Well, the self-inflicted wounds sometimes are the ones that cut the deepest. Chan Ho Park has balked twice now this year. He has hit a dozen batters this year in 13 starts. He has not walked a batter today. He jumps ahead of Kotsay, 1-2. You know, Tom, you were talking earlier about trying to gauge the Rangers' streaks. They were in that downturn right before they got on this hot tear right now. The Orioles, I think, another team that you look at. Remember the series that they played there, getting swept. They just cooled off at the wrong time. Baltimore was hot at the right time. Got him, changing up.
Well, you know you've made some good pitches when you strike out Kotsay. At least at this stage of the season, he has been swinging the bat extremely well. He doesn't strike out very much to begin with. He can put the ball in play very well with 2 strikes, but boy, he got a dive bombing changeup right there that went right underneath his bat as he tried to make contact. Great at bat for Chan Ho. After the balk, after missing strike 2 because of the balk, came back and got him anyway. Yeah, the beauty of the baseball season is that you really can't evaluate your team until the 162 games are over with. At any given time, you look like a much better team than you really are and a much worse team than you really are. But when you play basically every day for 6 months, when it's all over and done with, the standings show who the good teams were and who the bad teams were. And at any given time, look at the Devil Rays. They went 30-10 during this season. Yet they're going to be an also ran when the season's all over. They weren't even close to being that kind of a team.
Yeah, they were 34-76 otherwise. That's amazing. 1-1 to Eric Burns. And Chanahoe Park gets ahead. Now, you love the way he was able to steer out of the skid in the first inning. A home run by Kotsay, but then 3 quick outs. Here, it's what happens following the balk.
Miles an hour with that fastball. I don't know how the game's going to turn out, and Chan-Ho may not make it through the next inning, but I'll say this for him. He's going out there as hard as he can in the biggest game of his Ranger career anyway, and he's going at it with all he's got. So far, so good. Made a lot of good pitches.
He's had a chance to win over a lot of Ranger fans today.
Seen a lot of those in this series, a lot of check swings. That looked like a good call. I don't think he brought his hands through, but kept the barrel of the bat back just enough to avoid strike 3. A good call by Tony Randazzo. .96 miles an hour. That may be the best velocity Chan-Ho has had all season long, which when you combine that fact with the biggest game of the season for him, just shows you that regardless of the outcome, mentally and physically, he's rising to the occasion.
Yeah, don't say Chan-Ho Park doesn't care and that he doesn't want to help this team. He knows how much was expected of him the last couple of years. Still 2-2 to Eric Burns, who requests time. And when Chanahoe Park was with the LA Dodgers, he was a guy that could bring it up there at 96 or 97. Remember, he had 33 wins his last 2 years in LA. But in 3 years in Arlington, Texas, he's had only 13. And as you said, Tom, that fastball mostly has been topping out around 90, 91. We have seen 96 this afternoon.
Good bones, buildings that have good structure. And a lot of times when people see a building that looks like this one, they see perhaps despair. We see the possibilities. We are able to revitalize the good bones of the buildings. My name is Maria Miller. I'm a banker, and I'm proud to be part of Bank of America. The bank has committed to lend and invest $350 billion over 10 years. And to put that into terms that I can understand, that works out to $100 million a day over 10 years. That's, to me, such a significant investment to make a real discernible impact in our neighborhoods. Community development banking is the bank bringing all of its resources to bear. That's lending, investment, small business loans to strengthen our communities. And we do it nationwide. So it takes one step at a time to make really substantive difference. We do it neighborhood by neighborhood, block by block. It's all about sustaining the community. And together, we're able to make really magical things happen. We are the builders.
Bank of America. Higher standards.
Zip, zip, zip. Gotta fill her up fast. with performance gas. Heading down to the Diamond Shamrock. Drive in, zip out. Fill it up, baby, and be on your way now. Don't drive yourself crazy. Head for the Diamond Shamrock. Drive in, zip out.
Give me that, give me that, give me that. The Roma Feast. 3 of Tony Roma's best all in one platter. St. Louis ribs, barbecue chicken, and our own smoked sausage for only $9.99. The Roma Feast. Come get you some.
Stay tuned for today's Dodge Grab Life by the Horns feature. We'll be chatting with Eric Young in a little bit. The Rangers and the A's are tied today 1-1. And EY. That stands for excitement yesterday. Eric Young hitting his first career Ranger home run. Boy, did he save it for the right time. Chevron clean out of here yesterday. Three-run shot to break a 2-2 tie. Breaking the longest stretch without a home run of any active major league player. First one in 384 at-bats.
Barry Zito called that a fluke. I don't know what it was, but it was a game winner.
Yeah.
A 3-run homer.
EY wasn't real happy to hear that description.
He was pretty happy to see that belt-high changeup right down the middle of the plate on the first pitch, though. That probably had something to do with a home run.
That's the second time he has fluked one off of Barry Zito in his career in 10 at-bats. Now he goes to right field. Jermaine Dye heading back on it. It is over his head. The newfound power source is Eric Young.
That looked like another fluke. Hit all the way to the wall to right field.
His 23rd fluke of the season. To get the Rangers the tying man in scoring position with nobody out. EY, one of the Rangers wearing those energy necklaces that Chanahoe Park handed to his teammates a couple of weeks ago. Some of the guys say they just kind of reach up, touch those necklaces just to remind them occasionally that, hey, you know, if I need a little bit of an extra push, I got to dig down deep. I got to find a way to get it done. That's become kind of a nice emblem for this team, which has been cornering the market on resiliency this entire summer into the fall. Blaylock. And it's backhanded. Nicely done by Scuttero, but also nicely done by Hank Blaylock to move the man to third.
That's good baseball. Leadoff man gets on second. Next hitter moves him over to third, and now you've got Michael Young, who's been excellent all season long in these situations. A's are going to move the infield in, it looks like. I think you count on Michael Young going to right field. I'm predicting a fly ball, sac fly to right field right here.
Mike Young has been hitting the ball very successfully to the right side all season. And the infield is in, right to the fringe of the grass for the A's. But just to go back to the top of the inning. Leadoff man on with a single. He was balked to second base. Then Chanahoe Park struck out the side. Top third of the order, too. I would think Hudson Tag is in full knowledge that Michael Young is going to try to go to right field. So Mike Young is getting pitched in tight here. To the right side, dropped by Scuttero. Base hit, Michael Young. It's 2-1 Texas.
Half right. He went to right field, didn't get it up in the air, but he hit it hard, and all Scuttero could do was knock it down.
The two Youngs get it done. Michael drives in Eric.
Hudson is a tough guy to try to pull. He throws a lot of hard sinkers. His ball is moving all over the place. And if you look at the 3 hits the Rangers have had in this game, each one has been to the opposite field. Lance drove his ball through the hole, short and third for a base hit. Eric over the right fielder's head, and Michael past Scuttero for a base hit. All 3 hits going the other way.
Statistically, Tim Hudson, one of the 2 toughest in the American League to get an extra base hit against. Does not give up many homers, as you said, Tag. Even doubles are kind of a rare occurrence. But Eric Young drove one over the head of Jermaine Dye to start this 3rd inning. Now Teixeira chops it right near the line. That has got to be a foul ball. It is. Late call, but that is foul.
Now, one interesting part of Hudson's performance this year, on starts when he's had 5 days rest, he's 7-0 with a 1.99 ERA. On the other days when he's had 4 days rest, he's 5-4, but his ERA is 4.44. He's pitching on 4 days rest today, not 5.
So they've got the 4.44 version out
right
there.
He's much stronger when he gets 5 days rest.
One to Tex is up and outside. Tim McClellan, by the way, is a home plate umpire today, thought by many to be one of the best plate umpires in baseball, but also one of the most deliberate with his strike calls. Got to kind of hang in there with Tim, see which way he's going to call it. He says that is a 3-1 count to Mark Teixeira.
Just like the A's have done a good job laying off a lot of those close pitches. In these 3 games, the Rangers have done the same thing. That's an easy pitch to swing at and ground in the second short to third for a double play. Tex just spit at it. Runs the count now to 3-1.
With all these young players, I would think, Tag, that the easiest thing to do in the heat of a race like this is to get too geeked up and jump out of your shoes trying to be the hero. But you're right. I mean, from Blaylock to Michael Young to Mark Teixeira, it's almost like the younger the player, the more disciplined they become.
Well, these aren't normal young players either. I mean, Blaylock has played in 2 All-Star games. Michael Young's been in an All-Star game, so they've played in front of a big stage. Tex has been as hot as any power hitter in baseball the last couple of months. So even though they are young and somewhat inexperienced, they're not your normal young, inexperienced player. These guys can play. They've got great outlooks as far as the game goes as well.
That one is down too low. So the stolen base is moot. It is a walk to Mark Teixeira, making it 2 on for Brian Jordan. He's one of the veterans. And all year we've talked about this too, Tom, the mix that the Rangers have of the young upstarts, the Blaylocks, the Nixes, the Teixeiras, and you sprinkle in the Jordans and the Eric Youngs for a little bit of counterbalance. A winning combination, as it's turned out. And folks, don't forget, if you want to see the Rangers keep on with what has been a winning homestand so far, the upcoming schedule brought to you by the Progressive Insurance Group. The Mariners will be heading in tonight, getting ready for the series tomorrow. Seattle and Anaheim have the day off today. Then the Angels in for that big 4-game series. Right now the Rangers and the Angels within a half a game of each other. And again, if Texas can pull off the sweep here against the A's, they would be 2 games out at first with a week and a half to go. And again, the common denominator for these 3 games, the Rangers are making these very good Oakland pitchers sweat, making them work out there. Hudson near 50 pitches now, and he has achieved only 7 outs in this ballgame. Two-thirds of the broom is in sight right now as the Rangers are looking to sweep. They won the first 2 games. Very exciting finish yesterday. Brian Jordan socks it to right field. Jermaine Dye is back to the track, and he'll gather it in. Michael Young tags and goes to third. Runners at the corners for David DeLucci. And DeLucci, Tag, is kind of the tweener in that discussion of the young Rangers and the veteran Rangers. Seems like
he's a young veteran.
Right. I mean, most of these guys, it seems like they're either 20 or 36. David DeLucci's right in the middle. He's 30 years old. And a guy who has been to the World Series with the Diamondbacks, with the Yankees. Of course, Buck Showalter in large measure built up the Diamondbacks and the Yankees, but was not there to see the actual World Series take place. He was out of New York. Joe Torre came in. The Yankees seemed to go to a lot of World Series right after that. DeLucci to left field. Burns, though, on the move, makes a play. So the Rangers turned away, having gotten the one run on a couple of hits and a walk. We're at the end of 3 in Arlington today, and the Rangers lead it 2-1.
Going fishing this weekend? Then you've got to see this. It's the one show that has it all. Every week, host Barry Stokes brings you the latest information for the upcoming weekend. Plus, Barry has correspondents stationed around the Southwest that reveal those secret spots and seasonal tricks. And we're the only place to get current weather, lake conditions, and much more. Make this your first stop on the way outdoors. The Nissan Southwest Outdoors Report, Thursdays on Fox Sports Net.
Sometimes it takes the right crew to get the job done. Chevy understands. With the biggest lineup of crew cabs available in America, including the all-new Silverado 1500 Crew, Colorado Crew Cab, and Chevy Avalanche, with its GM exclusive midgate that can change from a full-size pickup into an SUV. So no matter what you do, Chevy has a crew that can handle it.
Chevy driving Texas.
Chevy driving Texas.
Hi, I'm Lance Nick. Here's tonight's America West Mortgage Company Spotlight on Youth Baseball.
Tonight we feature the Plano West Bulls from Plano West Senior High. They won 8 games in 2004. Matt Farrell posted a .385 average for the varsity, and Andre Castro led the team in wins. Max Petrie had a team-high 8 stolen bases and hit .304.
They'll be our guests at a Rangers home game this season. See you next time for the America West Mortgage Company Spotlight on Youth Baseball.
Aflac! So let's check the Aflac trivia question. Following EY's homer last night, which major leaguer now has the most at-bats without a home run this season? Eric was up and over 300 before belting one out off Barry Zito. EY is now 23 for 47 against the A's this year. That's pretty close to a 500 batting average against Mulder, Hudson, Zito, Harden, etc. It's funny how these things work out too, Tag, with Alfonso Soriano's injury. That's why Eric Young is out there playing second base. Things really look dim that last day in Oakland. The Rangers had fallen to 5 games out. They lost Soriano. You were waiting to hear what the suspensions were going to be. The Rangers were not looking forward to that news. And I think it could have been very easy to fold the flaps right then and there. I mean, you go to Oakland, you had a chance to go down, carve it from 5 games to 1 with a sweep. Instead, it's a split, and you stay at 5 games out with a couple weeks left. Past the mound, Chavez is on to lead off the 4th inning. But just to finish the thought, as easy as that might have been for Ranger fans, too, to say, well, it's been a nice ride. But it just doesn't look like it's going to continue here. The Rangers went to Anaheim, and after losing that first game pretty decisively, too. They fell behind 9-2 at one point in that game. They came back and shut out the Angels back-to-back games. Games started by Chris Young and Joaquin Benoit. Now they come home. They take the first 2 against the A's. And suddenly they've got a 4-game winning streak going. And they've got the second best record in team history through 151. We said this in Oakland. It seems like it is always 2-0 on Scott Hatteberg. He swings 2-0. He hits it into right field for Mensch.
Well, that's a big out right there. You run the count to a patient hitter to 2-0 and then jam him with a good fastball in. Hatteberg had a nice swing, but it hit him right off the fist. And a little lazy fly ball to right field gets him an out. It's not only a strike, it's a quality strike right on the inside corner. Had a little too much juice on it for Hatteberg.
Well, the next challenge becomes Jermaine Dye. Jermaine Dye has 14 at-bats in his life against Chan-Ho Park, and 4 of those have resulted in a home run. We choose to accentuate the 5 strikeouts, however. Chan-Ho would take one of those or a double play right here. Dye suddenly a hot hitter again, Tag. He missed a couple of weeks with that sore left thumb. But now he has 8 of his last 19 at-bats. Batting average back in the mid-260s. That's another pitcher's pitch right there. Chan-Ho Park gives Dye not much, and he floats it into shallow center for the out.
This inning, it's a good example of what you like to see from Chan-Ho Park, based on his past performance anyway. A base hit and then a 2-0 count to the middle of the lineup with nobody out. You come back, you get the guy on the 2-0 pitch, and then against a real dangerous hitter, Jermaine Dye, you get him to pop the ball up. That was a pretty good pitch to hit, but Dye missed it. Dye got underneath it. Chan-Ho's got 2 outs now.
Yeah, the recovery, I think, has been the biggest single thing regarding Chan-Ho Park today, having allowed the leadoff home run to start the game. 3 quick outs right after that. In fact, on 7 pitches. Eric Young has the range, has the ball. And Chan-Ho Park once again recovers to get 3 quick outs after the leadoff man reaches. Still 2-1 Texas.
Not too close. What do you think? I got that insurance?
What insurance is that, Yogi?
Aflac. The one you really need to have. If you don't have it, that's why you need it.
Need what?
Aflac. Well, if you get hurt and miss work, it won't hurt to miss work. And they give you cash, which is just as good as money.
Aflac. Ask about it at work.
Favre and the Packers, Manning and the Colts. It's a Fox NFL Sunday.
They had him dead and buried. They said he was too old, too tired, too broken. And out of miracles. They've said it before. They'll say it again. See Dave Miller in the Gravity Games presented by Saturn, September 21st to the 25th at 8. DirecTV Channel 608. Only on OLN.
This is the coolest thing.
I just got a DirecTV DVR with T-Mobile.
This is a sports fan's dream. I'm watching the game.
A slam dunk to the rafters.
Instant replay button.
Gotta see it again.
I'm the referee.
So boom.
See that nice linebacker hit on that wide receiver? You can see it over and over again. Instant replay. Live television. Hello?
Wish list is one of the best things.
It's like a search engine.
You put in their names, Chicago Bears,
New England Patriots.
It'll find it.
Every game for the whole season.
One button doesn't get any better than that.
DirecTV DVR. Call 1-866 get a DVR for this special offer.
Only on Speed.
You're watching FSN Southwest.
Folks, we invite you to join us this Sunday afternoon, Fan Appreciation Day here at AmeriQuest Field in Arlington. The first 20,000 fans Get a free Ranger t-shirt. Compliments of AmeriQuest Mortgage Company. Kevin Mensch with a line drive foul beginning the bottom of the 4th inning. Rangers in front today 2-1. By the way, for tickets for that game or any other, 817-273-5100, the number to call. The Rangers are home all the way through next Thursday afternoon with the Anaheim Angels coming in after Seattle. And I tell you what, of all the press releases the Rangers have put out all year, this one dated September 23, 2004. How about this for immediate release? Texas Rangers 2004 Division Series tickets go on sale Saturday at 8 a.m. The Rangers still need a bunch of wins to get there, but the potential is there. So
just the fact that you're reading it is pretty good.
I mean, to be honest with you, come on. Spring training, last 7 games of spring training are all losses. You go to Vegas, you get rained out in Vegas. It never rains in Vegas.
Maybe that was the key, the rainouts in Vegas.
Mensch will bloop one foul. Well, I mean, you go from that seemingly kind of an ominous piece of foreshadowing there, the fact that it rains 2 inches in Vegas all year, and then the weekend the Rangers are supposed to play 2 games here, it rains 3 inches. Then it's on to Oakland. You start out 0-2. Chavez at the line. That's a fair ball. And Mensch is out. But anyway, point being, you go back to end of March, beginning of April. You tell me I'm going to be reading this press release on September 23rd? I say you got to be kidding. Even the duck is laughing. Back to the Aflac trivia question. EY's homer last night. Now, which major leaguer has the most ABs without a home run? Jamie Carroll of the soon-to-be relocated Expos at 209. Nix with a foul ball. Anyway, Saturday, 8 a.m. The potential is there for the Rangers to go to the postseason. So, starting on Saturday in the morning, 8 o'clock, you've got your chance to lock up tickets. If the Rangers make it, you'll never guess who they'd be playing. Looks like right now, anyway, it would be the New York Yankees. Again. 2 out in the inning. We go to Jim Knox.
All right, thank you, Josh. Remember yesterday you said you'd write the excuse any Ranger fans who wanted to skip work or skip school today. Well, how about this? This is Judy Ray, her son Derek, his friend Allison. Judy teaches elementary school, and she's skipping today.
Yes, I'm sorry, but, you know, what can I say?
But Josh and Tom will write your excuse, or Josh at least will.
Good. I need the excuse, but, you know, my son Dustin is the bat boy, and he explained to me last night that the Rangers are really feeding off the fans, and I thought it was very important to support the Rangers and be here for their win against Oakland today.
There we go. So the skipping of school, well worth it, of course.
Absolutely.
Okay, Josh, get the pen out. Get ready here.
I got you. You can learn long division any day. You can see the Rangers trying to get to within 2 of first place only this afternoon against the Oakland A's. 2-0 the count to Barajas. But man, as we go along again, Tom, I mean, it seems like every inning there's another 1,000 people in this ballpark. Yesterday, close to 30,000 people turned out.
Well, some people had to go back after lunch, finish that last bit of work, and then zip over here to the ballpark. Not too late to see a great ball game.
Oh, you've got the peace of mind knowing that no matter what happens from here on, it has been a remarkable 2004 season. But again, it's tough not to get greedy. I mean, as much as, again, as we're talking about how dire things looked this winter and back in the spring training, yeah, they've assured themselves of a winning record, and that's terrific. But man, you get this close, you want to keep it going. The regular season will finish up in Seattle. So there's a possibility of a 1-game winner-take-all playoff back here. The Rangers winning both coin flips against both the Angels and the A's. So if they tie either one of those teams, the one-game playoff would be Monday, October 4th, right here. And as we hinted at yesterday, there is a scenario if there's a three-way tie, but don't get us started. Give you a massive headache trying to figure that thing out. Inside to Barajas. Well, back in 1998, the Rangers ended the season in Seattle, and it was coming right down to the wire. And I do recall you got a little bit wet with the bubbly.
A couple of times. I like that assignment.
At the Kingdome back then. Rod Barajas into the alley, left center field. Mr. Two-out base hit is alive and well. Rod Barajas doubles.
Another good job, Josh, of what you've been talking about. The Rangers working the count. Rod worked it to 3 balls and 2 strikes, came back in the count. Got a fastball to hit. Hudson didn't want to walk him, drills it into the gap in left center field for another double. That's a good pitch to hit, and he did. He hit it well. Now the Rangers need that big two-out single. They got one from Lance back in the 2nd inning, drove it into left field for a run. And see if EY can keep it going, keep his hot streak going. He doubled and scored in the 3rd. Now has a chance to knock in a big run here in the 4th.
The Rangers all year have drawn so much energy from this one of the oldest players on the team, the 37-year-old Eric Young. He's got that big smile, big heart, and is just so thankful, it seems, Tom, for every time he gets to put on that uniform. It's tough not to have rub off on you. Popped towards the first baseman, Hatteberg. So EY is out, and the Rangers do not score here in the 4th. But as we go to the 5th, in their attempt to sweep the Oakland A's, they are leading today 2-1.
I'm a 4-truck man, that's all I drive. I ain't got no boundaries, I don't compromise.
And neither do Texans. That's why they've made Ford F-150 their #1 choice 27 years running.
You can't beat #1, brother.
And you can't beat a new 2004 Ford F-150 Super Cab for $199 a month with only $1,200 down.
Ford trucks are the best, hands down.
To get your hands on a new F-150, head down today and find out why.
Ford is the best in Texas.
Yeah, I'm calling about my car insurance claim. And since you're like the 100th person I talked to,
My claim number is 54737-85Q. Name Mark Powell with 2 L's. Yes, it was a fender bender. No, it wasn't.
Hey, think easier. Think Progressive. We give you one person who's responsible for your claim from start to finish, so it's easier to get back on the road. Go to Progressive.com.
All season, the Texas Rangers have shown you they've come to play, and so have their fans. So Seattle, when you come to Arlington, you'd best come to play because we play to win. Did we mention we lead the world in scoring runs at home? And we've kind of gotten the hang of home runs too, and of winning games at Ameriquest Field in Arlington. That's what we meant when we said we'd come to play.
Rangers win!
It's Texas and Seattle this weekend with Verizon Hispanic Heritage Fireworks Saturday.
Texas Ranger Baseball on FSN Southwest, brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. Ford is the best in Texas. And by Pennzoil, not just oil, Pennzoil. That is the Ranger logo that made it to the playoffs last time the Rangers got to the playoffs in 1999. The Rangers online for their first winning season since 1999, and trying to couple that with a return engagement perhaps against those New York Yankees. Again, that's at least as of right now how it would set up. The winner of the AL West would draw the Yanks in the first round, although the Red Sox might have something to say about that if they can sweep. They've got the Red Sox and the Yankees ready to go this weekend at Fenway Park. 3 games separating those two teams in the loss column. So it's not a done deal yet that the New York Yankees are the winner in the AL East. 2-1 the count to Crosby. Both the Yankees and the Red Sox, Tom, identical records at home, 53 and 24. Those are the two teams in the American League with better home records than the Rangers, 48 and 25.
Good slider, 2 balls and 1 strike. One thing Chan Ho's done a great job of today, he has not walked a batter, but he's fallen behind in the count a number of times, but he's been able to come back with quality pitches. He fell behind the leadoff hitter this inning, Crosby, 2-0 to a fastball for a strike, and then a quality slider for a strike. And now he's right back even in the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. He had pretty good command of his pitches today, and he's been strong the several times he's fallen behind in the count.
And again, that comeback ability has bled through on a larger scale as well. When he's gotten men on, he's been able to recover from that. Heck, to start the ball game, it was 1-0, 3 pitches in. Mark Kotsay hit the facing of the upper deck, and there was kind of a collective uh-oh that went up through the stands here. I mean, 3 pitches in the biggest game of the year, you're losing 1-0. It doesn't look real good.
You know, from a confidence standpoint, though, you make a mistake, it's hit out of the ballpark. That's not the end of the world. What makes you worry a lot more if in the first inning you walk a couple of guys, you hit a guy, you're behind in the count, you throw 25 pitches, but you get out of the inning with only 1 run.
Bye-bye, Bobby Crosby.
Chan Ho has been able to throw his curveball or his slider frequently for strikes in this game. That's a huge advantage. He's had a very good fastball, but it's been his off-speed pitches that have been the name of the game. And Crosby fouled that pitch off a couple of times, but then he took it for strike 3. Might have been looking for a fastball. He hit the outside corner with a slider. And he's still throwing hard. I mean, earlier in this comeback after the disabled list, in a game, he might hit 195 and a bunch of 93s and the rest 91. In this game, he's thrown several balls 95 and a couple 96. So the velocity is there on a more consistent basis in this game than in any of the games since he's come off the disabled list. And he's been stronger since he came off the disabled list than he has been at any other time as a Ranger.
Now he's going to have to rally from down 3-0 on Melhuse. But you're right, Tom. I mean, the Rangers, when they signed Shanahan Park to the long-term deal, this is a lot closer to what they thought they were getting. What we've seen out there today. Not just the occasional 95, but an almost consistent mid-90s fastball. That ball crushed into right. Swinging 3-0. Melhuse hits it out. And the Oakland A's, the team that swings the least on 3-0 in all of baseball, said go for it to Adam Melhuse right there. This is a 2-2 game.
Yeah, and I wouldn't even call, even though that was a good pitch to hit, I wouldn't call that a mistake, because you don't expect the 8th place hitter 3-0 in a 1-run game necessarily to be swinging. Well, he's just throwing a strike there 3-0, which I guess tells you that maybe sometimes you can never afford just to groove a strike for the sake of throwing a strike. You never know when the batter's going to swing. But even if you know he's going to swing and you throw a pitch like that, still, most of them don't get hit out of the ballpark. So credit Melhuse with a nice swing and a nice home run.
And credit whoever green-lighted him, too. Again, the A's, kind of the whole money ball part of their whole approach. I mean, among the many facets of it, they don't like the whole 3-0 thing. Only once all year last year did a single Oakland A swing 3-0. That was Eric Chavez, and he hit a home run.
Well, the name of their game is make the starting pitcher throw a lot of pitches early. They might not have that same philosophy against the Rangers because the bullpen is so strong, and get base runners. So you get base runners by getting walks, not making outs on 3-0 pitches. And your chances of getting a hit 3-0 are not as great as they are of making an out. So that probably leads to their on-base percentage philosophy. Work the walk if you can.
Looking it up right now, Tom, this year, that was the second ball put in play on 3-0 for the A's all season. All season. Only one last year.
Yeah, I can't fault Chan Ho for throwing that fastball for a strike in that particular situation. Just give the A's credit for the 3-0 swing and Melhuse the credit for hitting it.
Now Kotze, who'll remember a homer to start the day. Two solo home runs, and that's it so far against Chanahoe Park. And again, he's able to come back from 2-0 to 2-2. Obviously, you'd love to see him 0-2 at some point and not 2-0. That would make his life a little easier today. But tough to find fault with how Chanahoe has gone at it today, keeping the first place A's to 2 runs here in the 5th inning. By the way, the Rangers will have 2, 3, 4 in their order coming up in the bottom of the 5th inning. Kotze twisting one left field. David DeLucci is going to have to play it on a hop, couple of hops actually. You talked about it yesterday with Mark Kotze, Tag, kind of a swashbuckling style up there. When he's got a couple strikes on him, he'll just kind of wave at the ball and fight it into left field. That's what he did right there.
Yeah, he's not going for the long ball with 2 strikes. He doesn't care what the swing looks like. He's just going to do whatever he can to slap the ball somewhere. He does a great job of it.
Chanahoe Park's former Dodger teammate Oral Hersheiser is going out to the mound, the Ranger pitching coach who's done such a wonderful job this year. Oral was a veteran when Chanahoe was a rookie, and Oral was assigned the task of helping to bring the kid along in L.A.
He's got a good pitch count today, only 75 pitches, but the situation right now, you've got a tie game, you've got a right-hand hitter up in Burns, and then you've got a couple of left-hand hitters coming up, Chavez and Hatteberg. And so this visit to the mound, more than anything, is to give Buck a chance to get, it looks like Ron Mayhay or whoever's out in the bullpen, Erasmo Ramirez, give him a chance to get loose in case he wants to bring him in to face Chavez and Hatteberg. That got Erasmo probably 7 or 8 pitches while Oral was out there talking to Chanahoe.
Well, this is the first inning, Tag, where the Oakland A's have had 2 base runners. They got the 3-0 home run from Melhuse. Now the 2-out base hit from Kotze. Couple of tosses to keep the runner close. Already the Rangers back to within their smallest deficit since August the 28th, about 4 weeks ago, with these back-to-back wins in the first 2 games of the series. The A's are 2.5 ahead of the Angels, who are idle today. 3 ahead of the Rangers for now. Well, again, Chanahoe has to battle from behind in the count. 2-0 to Eric Burns, who's in with a 5-game hitting streak.
What he's done a good job of is when he's been behind in the count, I don't know what he'll throw to Burns right here, but he's been able to throw his curveball or his slider for a strike over and over again. And there's a slider for a strike.
And Burns gets into it, sends it back near the track, but there is Lance Nix. And Chanahoe Park is out of the inning. However, the home run by Melhuse ties it up. Blaylock coming up when we come back.
From tailbacks to tailgating, Fox Sports Net has the Houston Texans covered. Our cameras go where no one else can to bring you behind-the-scenes stories that you'll be talking about. Texans Huddle, tonight at 6:30 on FSN Southwest.
Hey, Bobby.
Well, I would rent a car for 2 weeks.
Yeah. Why not get right to the good part?
like Southwest Airlines Rapid Rewards. Fly free faster with Southwest.com bonus credit and receive 3 total credits for each round trip you book at Southwest.com.
You are now free to move about the country.
Give your engine what it wants. Pennzoil with time-release molecules delivers non-stop protection throughout the life of your oil. Not just oil, Pennzoil.
Give your engine what it wants. Visit your local retailer for Pennzoil SUV truck and minigun motor oil today.
This year's biggest splash? The new char-grilled chicken sandwich from Chick-fil-A. Rebuilt from the wheat bun up, it's our best char-grilled chicken sandwich ever.
Blaylock to get things going in the bottom of the 5th. We are halfway through and tied 2-2. Another huge game for the Rangers today. And it's tough not to sound silly because every game, Tag, we say biggest game of the year. And we mean it. Wednesday was bigger than Tuesday. Now Thursday is bigger than Wednesday as the Rangers keep winning and keep their hopes alive. Blaylock sends it way up into the air, foul. He falls behind 0-2. Blaylock, Michael Young, and Mark Teixeira against Tim Hudson this inning. Hudson, the owner of the 4th best ERA in the league. Blaylock chasing up high. So 1 down, 5th inning. Michael Young coming up. Folks, if you're fishing this weekend, make the Nissan Southwest Outdoors Report your first stop for your fishing expedition. Key Lakes tips and info. You catch it tonight at 10:30 and then again Friday morning, tomorrow morning at 6:30 in the a.m. on FSN Southwest. Ball 1 to Michael Young, now with 202 hits for the year. Closing in on an all-time Ranger record is Michael Young. 210 is that record. Mickey Rivers. Michael Young with base hit number 202 today, drove in a run. And Tom, you were on this a couple weeks ago. He's got a chance to drive in 100 for the year.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier when Michael hit the home run to get number 20, giving every infielder at least 20 home runs. At the time, every infielder still had a shot for 100 RBIs. Since then, Soriano's been hurt, so he won't get 100 RBIs, but Michael's still hanging right in there with 87, needs 13 more. And if he gets 13 more, it means the contribution from the 3rd slot in the lineup will be great, because that'll be more RBIs than games left to be played.
Well, this weekend we will see a battle of the 2 top hitmen in the American League. Michael Young has cemented the silver medal. Running away with the gold is Ichiro for Japan. Closing in on the all-time record. He's within, what, a dozen now. Ichiro had 5 hits on Tuesday. Then he had 4 more yesterday. He has 9 for his last 11. The all-time record for a single season is 257. Actually, Ichiro now at 247. He's within 10. Young grounds it past the mound. Crosby dives and knocks it down, but will not have a play. There's number 203 for Michael Young.
Yeah, Ichiro's just amazing the way he can bunch the hits together. They go a couple of games without getting a hit, and they wonder whether he's going to get there. And when you can put 9 hits together in 2 days, it's a pretty good idea the kind of hitter that he is. He does it time and time again.
That has helped the Rangers. And kind of the associative property, too, because Ichiro doing all that, it's been at the expense of the Anaheim Angels. As you look at Crosby, almost over diving for that ball.
Ichiro had 4 hits last night, but he was 2 behind Raul Ibanez, who became just another hitter in baseball to get 6 hits in a game.
Alfonso Soriano did that for the Rangers earlier this year, that amazing 16-15 game against Detroit. That's one of the games you'll look back on, I guess, most fondly. The Rangers were down 10 and won that ball game back in May. Ball and a strike to Mark Teixeira. Let's check our miles away from ordinary factoid, brought to you by Corona. 24 hits, and they were soft ones for the most part.
I think that's a more painful loss than if there was 4 or 5 home runs, because it takes longer for it to happen. It's like slow torture.
Right.
21 singles. And you know all of them weren't hit that hard either. It's tough to say there was a bunch of cheap home runs hit when you score a lot of runs, but when you get 21 singles and that game's over, the losing team just shaking their head. That's a painful way to lose a game.
It's like drowning in 5 inches of water. But the Rangers say thank you, Seattle. Now don't be afraid to stop hitting as of tomorrow.
Yeah, Bartolo Colon started that game. He got bombed.
He's been a one-man wrecking crew against the Rangers, though. Teixeira fouls one. The count 2-2 to him.
Nice play. Barehanded in the stands. Came right to him, and he snared it. Tex had a good rip at that 2-1 pitch. High pitch, about belt high. Just missed it. Fouled it straight back.
You talk about the lack of extra base hits in that Seattle-Anaheim game. Again, regarding Tim Hudson, this is about the toughest guy against whom you can get an extra base hit. The Rangers have managed a couple of doubles in the game so far. They have 3 singles. And it's tied 2-2. And again, without beating the drum too loudly here, the young hitters like Blaylock and Teixeira, and even Lance Nix of late, their ability to work the count and be patient up there. You called it, Tom. I mean, even if nothing positive happens in this at bat, you've just shaved some more pitches off that pitch count.
Well, Texas walked twice. That gives him 63 walks on the season, which is a solid number.
Mike Young goes, and there's a foul.
I think over the next few years, Tex has a great chance to become one of those hitters who gets his on-base percentage up to 40%, starts to walk 100 times. I mean, it will register on everybody when this season's over what kind of power hitter that he is. They'll pitch him a little more carefully, and he has shown the ability, even though he likes to hit early in the count, he's shown the ability to be selective and to take a walk. And as time goes on, he could easily become a guy that starts to walk 90 or 100 times.
Again, Young on the move. That is too low. Teixeira's walked for the 3rd time in this game.
I think the A's are showing a lot of respect to Tex. They know how he has been one of the guys carrying this team the last couple of months, and they're not going to let him beat him. They're going to walk him and let someone else do it.
As Tex approaches 70 walks for the year, we note that Hank Blaylock is already at 70 walks for the year. And there's a good example, Tom. Last year, full season for the Rangers, an all-star season. Hank had only 44 walks. He had 20 the year before that. "12-year veteran Brian Jordan. With 2 on, 1 out in a 2-2 game. Brian having emerged as one of the team leaders in spring training, despite having never before played in the American League, let alone with the Rangers. I think these young guys just kind of knew his pedigree, knew his resume, gravitated towards him in spring training. Obviously, Brian's wanted to contribute more on the field than he has this year. But he's definitely been a very important guy off the field for Texas. Hitting this one slowly to short. Crosby shuttles it to second. On to first, safe! Jordan hustles, beats it out, and keeps hope alive here in the 5th inning. Fielder's choice and not a double play, and now DeLucci's got a chance to swing.
Well, there's a double play earlier in the ball game that wasn't turned on a ball that was bobbled. That led to Lance's RBI hit. Nothing bobbled here. The A's do a good job of turning that one. It just was not a hard hit ball. Brian's able to beat it out. But it gives DeLucci a chance to hit now with 2 outs and a man on third base. The go-ahead run.
DeLucci, another one of those high character guys that Buck Showalter likes to talk about. With runners at the corners, DeLucci takes down too low.
You want to get ahead in the count. Hudson doesn't give in very much, though. When he gets behind in the count, he's not going to say, okay, here's a fastball to hit.
Right.
He's going to continue to throw that sinker, throw the slider, hit the corners, and make you hit his pitch.
Remember, Tim Hudson, in his 4 September starts before today, had a September ERA of 6 1/4. Normally, he and the A's kind of surge to the finish line, but that has not been the case this September. They're actually a couple games under 500 this month. The Rangers are a game over. That time he paints the corner, 2-1.
Yeah, there's what we're talking about. 2 balls, no strikes. Throws a nasty pitch for strike 1. Yeah, this September was set up, if it was one of their normal Septembers, to be a runaway finish for them. Instead, it's turned into a pretty solid race. Home fans don't like that when the visiting team does that move.
It's one of the great baseball traditions. 30,000 people yelling balk.
Well, the Rangers have pulled the play. Step off, fake to first, come back to third twice in the last month. Pulled it off both times, but made errant throws trying to get the runner who was picked off at third.
Count goes to 2-2. That was in their dark week of 10 error baseball in the 4 games against the Chicago White Sox, when it looked like, again, finally it looked like the horror monster had been slain. Looked like the Rangers were dead.
Yeah, one came against the White Sox, one came against the Twins and Torrey Hunter. I think they're about within a week of each other.
That monster is very much alive, though, and threatening the existence of the Oakland A's. A 2-2 game. Ground ball, second base. And DeLucci strands a couple here. The Rangers unable to score in the 5th inning. On to the 6th. Tough part of the order coming up for the A's. It is 2-2.
Texas size, a phrase indicating that something is very large in size or scale. Now in a sentence, the savings right now on Ford SUVs are Texas size.
They certainly are. You see, not only were Explorer and Expedition the first in their classes to offer independent rear suspensions, safety canopy systems, and fold flat third row seats, right now both are available with up to $5,500 cash back. To find out more,
hit the trail to leave one place and go to another.
With NFL Sunday Ticket from DirecTV, you can go everywhere the action is.
Play with that! Come on, 2 out of 3. Simon says arms out. Good. Nachos.
From stadium to stadium.
Whoa.
All around the league.
Got it.
Check out the most games each and every Sunday with NFL Sunday Ticket, only from DirecTV.
Check this out, wishing dust.
Matt gave Jenna one wish, and she went from 13 to 30 overnight. Whoa. But the life she dreamed of isn't exactly what she expected.
Not yet.
Now she's got one chance to get it right.
Dad, it's me.
I haven't seen you since high school.
Before it's too late.
This is my fiance.
Oh, this is a disaster.
Jennifer Garner is...
You can't turn back time.
Why not?
13 going on 30. Only on DirecTV pay-per-view.
New FoxSports.com.
You're watching FSN Southwest.
Mariners coming in after the A's are out of town. And don't forget, tomorrow the first 25,000 fans get a Mark Teixeira poster at the Rangers-Seattle game. Compliments of Dr. Pepper and Albertsons. To order tickets, call right now, 817-273-5100, or log on to TexasRangers.com. Teixeira 3 walks today. Chan Ho Park, no walks today. He is done, and here's the lefty Erasmo Ramirez. The final line on Chan Ho: 5 innings, 6 hits, including 2 solo home runs for the 2 runs. But Tom, for just the 3rd time as a Ranger in 46 starts, no walks for Chan Ho Park.
He served up a couple of home runs, but that was a good, solid start for Chan Ho. He had good stuff. He was behind in the count quite a bit, but he compensated for that by being able to throw his curveball and the slider for strikes behind in the count. Gave the Rangers a chance to win this game. 5 solid innings, no walks, 3 strikeouts, and the eraser takes over. He got a big win on Saturday in that 1-0 shutout. Won his 5th game of the year. And he is in position to get a win today if he pitches well, and the Rangers can score while he's in there.
Chavez beats it on the ground to second base. Eric Young to Mark Teixeira, 1 out.
The Rangers have 4 left-handers down in the bullpen: Mayhay, Schaus, Ramirez, and Tejera.
Where they are thin right now is right-handed. Carlos Almanzar serving his suspension. Frankie Francisco serving his suspension. Doug Brocail is available until Sunday. That's when he will begin serving his suspension, which is now at 6 games.
Well, one good thing that has happened is Doug Brocail has been throwing the ball very well, and Jeff Nelson, the last couple of times he has thrown, has had his slider looking like the old Jeff Nelson slider. So if you're going to lose 2 key guys, Francisco and Almanzar, it's nice to have 2 veterans, Brocail and Nelson, stepping in there and throwing the ball so well. Don't skip a beat. The thing you like about Brocail and Nelly, they've been there before. They've been in this situation.
That one just missing the inside corner, especially Jeff Nelson, having been in the playoffs 9 times. And a real thirst to get it to double digits.
Yeah, the key for Nelly has never been the desire. The ability to pitch in clutch situations has been his health.
Hatteberg rams one into the corner. Mensch has to play it as it rolls on the track. Hatteberg has himself a double. Well, nothing's coming easy today. The A's have had a base runner in every inning. And now what do you do if you're Buck Showalter? You've got the tough right-handed hitting Jermaine Dye up there, but another real solid lefty on deck in Rubio Durazo.
When you come sidearm like that to a left-hander, you need to get the ball away, because they're naturally going to step a little bit away from the pitch toward first base slightly, and if you leave it in, then it's right in their wheelhouse. And that ball was left in, and Hatteberg was able to get the good part of the bat on the ball. The purpose of coming sidearm is to get the hitter to give just a little bit, which makes him susceptible to the pitch on the outside corner. But he never quite got it out far enough.
Wow. Jermaine Dye could have swung 3 or 4 times at that one. 0-2.
He took the fastball for a strike and then waved at the 63-mile-an-hour off-speed pitch. Looked like a curveball. That was a crippling curveball, not the real crippler, which is a changeup.
And Dye able to get a piece of it, kind of jumping out after it. Well, the Ranger bullpen, as we've talked about, has been doing just an unbelievable job all year. But boy, when they've needed them most over the last few games, they have stepped it up even from there. Change up off the plate. What is it, a 16 inning scoreless streak for the bullpen right now, and that is translated almost directly into this 4-game win streak, which has come at a most opportune time. Again off speed, and this time low.
What you're thinking right now, if you're Rod Barajas, do you keep going away with that off-speed pitch, try to make Dye reach for it, or do you risk trying to zip that fastball a couple inches inside on the inside corner, try to get the call, try to fool him with a fastball? The risk is if you make a mistake, you're susceptible. Tried to do that, but he was way up and away with the pitch, missed the target by considerable margin.
Now first base open, a lefty on deck. But the frustration here is it's gone from 0-2 to 3-2. Some room in right center for Dye. They're playing him to pull. And he pulls it into left field. Here comes Hatteberg, and the Oakland A's are going to take the lead. A wide turn for Dye. He'll come on back. And the A's are on top now, 3-2.
Now, that's not where Erasmo was trying to throw that last pitch. I mean, you got first base open, so you're trying to make a tough pitch on him, but he got the pitch up inside half of the plate in a spot where Dye could handle it pretty easily. Wants it down and away, and that pitch is belt high on the inside half of the plate. Just missed the spot to the wrong guy.
So the A's back on top as Durazo chops one foul. The A's had that quick 1-0 lead. Rangers came back with one in the second, one in the third. The A's tied it on a 3-0 swing from Adam Melhuse last inning, the home run. Now some one-out trouble for Erasmo Ramirez here in the sixth. The double by Hatteberg, the single by Dye. The Rangers have stranded 7 today. And right now the A's only 3. Rip and a miss by Durazo. So the first run allowed by the bullpen in the last 16 plus innings, giving the Oakland A's a 3-2 lead here in the sixth. You know, Tag, we were talking earlier about a couple of times this year where the Rangers just had those kind of icy patches that they couldn't quite navigate. With the White Sox coming in, that 4-game sweep out in Baltimore. The A's went 7-0 against Baltimore this year. That's a good pitch. Durazo down on strikes. The Rangers ended up 2-5 against Baltimore, and boy, if you're looking for one big difference with common opponents this year, that might be it. The A's got the Orioles when they were cold. The Rangers got them when the O's were hot.
The other side of it is look at our record against Cleveland and what the A's did against Cleveland.
That's true. Brocail coming in to face the righty Crosby. It is now 3-2 Athletics.
Tonight at 10 on your Busch Light Southwest Sports Report. The playoff race continues to heat up in the big leagues. The Rangers face off against the A's for one last time in 2004. Plus the Astros continue their series in San Francisco. Can they tighten up the wild card race? Texas Tech prepares to take on Kansas in the first Big 12 battle. And the Texans look for a win as they get ready for the Chiefs. It's all tonight at 10 on your Busch Light Southwest Sports Report.
Where Southwest fans come first. FSN Southwest.
The Rangers keep on bringing the heat. After tonight's game with Oakland, the boys shift gears and prepare for the wave of Mariners. They know it's going to be tough, but the Rangers haven't given up yet on their bid for the wild card. Mariners, Rangers, the two begin their battle tomorrow at 6:30 on FSN Southwest.
tonight on FSN. Undefeated Rydell Booker meets James Lights Out Tony on a special live presentation of the Best Damn Sports Show period with ringside commentary from Max Kellerman. It's the IBA World Heavyweight Championship. It's live, and it's only on FSN. Tonight, live.
Recognizing higher standards, Bank of America presents the American League Player of the Week.
Having earned 2 wins with a 0 ERA, the Twins' Johan Santana brought home American League honors.
Johan Santana retires the side all on strikeouts.
Bank of America, higher standards.
Doug Brocail will attempt to do his Johan Santana impression right here. Go get Bobby Crosby with a runner on. 2 men out, a 3-2 game in the 6th inning. Starting with that knuckle curve, strike one. Doug Brocail, as we keep saying about him, Tom, is just better and better as the year goes along.
Well, Doug felt great early in the season. What he said he didn't have was the command that he likes to have with his pitches. Now he's still feeling great, and he's got much better command, and he's been doing a great job. And the Rangers really need him to pitch like that without Frankie Francisco, who had been so solid all season long. And right now, Carlos Almanzar. Ooh.
On appeal, again, no swing. There have been a lot of appeals in this series, but very few umpires, either at third or at first, that have actually gone through with that fist through the air to say that's a strike.
Yeah, I think we see more check swings than usual in a 3-game series. But another good call. The hands go through, but the head of the bat stayed back. So Tony Randazzo's had some close ones today. From our vantage point, looks like he's been getting them right. Fans will never agree with the umpire. Hometown fans, anyway.
Got him!
Well, that's some pitching right there. A couple of overhand curveballs and finish him off with a high fastball.
Bravo. Doug Brocail gets a strikeout. It stays 3-2.
Y'all, a term used to address more than one person, fixin' to, intending to do something usually in the near future. Keep a massive quantity of an object or thing. Now, in a sentence, y'all are fixing to save a heap of money on a new Ford truck.
We speak your language, and we'd love to talk with you about our new Ford F-150, the #1 selling truck 27 years running. Now just $249 a month with $1,875 down.
Mosey, a type of walk.
On over to your Texas Ford dealer today.
The human machine only performs at its peak when it replaces what it loses. That's why Gatorade puts back the sodium, potassium, and carbs water does not have. These essential elements are the reason Gatorade has been proven to rehydrate, replenish, and refuel athletes better than water.
At last, the Star Wars trilogy has arrived on DVD for the first time. The greatest saga includes all 3 classic films, digitally restored, plus a bonus 4th disc. Bring the Force to your family's DVD collection today.
It's a winter wonderland here, folks, in a record-setting 10 degrees. It's really coming down. The players are having a hard time holding on to the ball. 10 turnovers so far. 3rd and 8. Gainer's in motion. And Holcomb throws downfield to a wide-open Gainer. It slipped through his hands like a block of ice. And these freezing...
Your furnace is the last thing you need to think about. With over 75 years of experience, we make sure you never do.
Time for the Sonic Slam inning, brought to you by Sonic. The jackpot worth $600 plus tickets to a Ranger game and dinner for 2 at Sonic. Good luck, Jamie Luna from Plano. Grand Slam is worth $25,000. Kevin Mensch hoisting one into left field. Tim Hudson, a tough guy against whom to actually hit a home run. We talked about it earlier. Even though he gave up 2 to the Rangers last time out, he's given up only 7 all year.
Well, Hudson, he's only struck out 1 batter in the game. But the thing that's his characteristic is his ball moves so much, it's tough to hit it on the good part of the bat. You may make contact, but making solid contact when he's throwing well, that's a different story. He keeps the ball down and it just moves all over the place. It sinks, it tails away, he changes speeds, puts a little extra on it when he needs to. He's just a hard guy to get a good swing at and hit it on the good part of the bat.
And again, kind of an under the radar stat, but remarkable. He's got the 3rd best winning percentage in the history of the major leagues. Minimum 100 decisions. Only Pedro Martinez and Spud Chandler any better.
He's at 92 pitches today.
Nix taking on the corner, 2-1.
If you look at his last start against the Rangers, the one you're talking about, Josh, where the Rangers hit a couple of home runs. In that game, he struck out 8 batters. But the Rangers hit 2 home runs. Today he's only struck out 1. And the Rangers only have 2 extra base hits, a couple of doubles.
That was that crazy 10-inning loss. Maybe the most stomach-churning game of the year in many ways. That Monday night game in Oakland. Looked like the Rangers had it.
All right, I'm making a call right here.
Only because you beat me to it.
All right, we'll go double call.
Double call. Good karma. Base hit, Lance Nix.
That's a good enough call.
Well, you figure going to 3-1, Lance Nix is up there looking fastball. He's a terrific fastball hitter. He knocks it into center field, his 2nd hit of the game. And now Rod Barajas.
Nice job of hitting. Hudson didn't want to walk him. Gives up the single. The A's have had the problems with Rod Barajas, that's for sure. Been a thorn in their side. Been a thorn in a lot of team sides.
Absolutely. Barajas, a career .208 hitter coming into this year. This year he's at .254. He has doubled last year's RBI total from 28 to 56. He has quintupled his home run total from 3 to 15. For a Ranger team that has probably octupled expectations this year. Tough pitch right there, and the count to Rod Barajas, now 0-2. Boy, from 5 games out to 4 to 3 in short order in this series, and there have been some big, noisy midweek crowds coming out. Don't forget the Rangers play Seattle tomorrow, 7:05. The Rangers have not yet set their starting pitcher. Young Bobby Madrich will go for the Seattle Mariners. He's supposed to be something.
Yeah, that's going to be a key game for the Rangers because he's been throwing the ball very well, and the Rangers have never seen him before. Usually that's a tough combination for hitters. A guy with really good stuff, on a good streak, and you've never faced him before.
Young fan made a great catch sitting in the second row. Everybody else was scattering.
How did he do that?
And then young Chachi Arcola made the play over there. Big brother is saying, man, I was ducking.
He learned how to bend that hat from Fernando Montes, the Ranger strength coach. I thought Fern had a patent on that style, but he's got a young admirer out in the stands today. Everybody was ducking, but he ended up with the ball.
Although now he's busted if he's playing hooky today.
He's not worried about it.
Nope. Barajas chasing. 2 down in the inning. Eric Young will be the batter. That first home run of the year still fresh on everybody's mind regarding Eric Young. 4th inning yesterday, the 3-run shot that gave the Rangers a lead. Not like it was Eric's first rodeo, so to speak. He had 15 home runs last year, all for Milwaukee. Got traded midseason to San Francisco and then did not hit any more home runs. Eric's game has always been more of a speed game than a power game. Inside. The year that Eric hit .324 for the Colorado Rockies, his all-star season of 1996. He was hit 21 times by a pitch. He had a couple of real good seasons for the Rockies. He was one of their first true heroes. Takes that one for a strike, 2-1. Eric's son now in the Rockies organization. An exciting 18-year-old player, E.Y. Jr. Blaylock is on deck. And this might be a great spot for Eric Young. I can't imagine a Hudson would look forward to facing Blaylock with 2 on. Maybe.
You're right. It is a spot where you should get a good pitch, but you have to be selective. You don't want to swing at his pitch because the game may ride on your ability right here to take a walk and set the stage for Blaylock. You have to be real selective.
He takes it, but it's called a strike.
So that's being selective. That may have been a strike, but there's not much you're going to do with that pitch. A tailing fastball right in on the fist. Hudson's aiming that ball for the middle of the plate, and then the movement just sends it right in on the fist. Now with 2 strikes, obviously, you've got to swing at it. Little advantage here, the runner will be running.
Chop ball, here comes Chavez. Inning over. The Rangers have left 8 through 6, and the A's continue to lead by 1.
J.D. Power & Associates named the heavy-duty Ram highest-ranked heavy-duty full-size pickup in initial quality. Grab an available Cummins 600 turbo diesel that delivers more diesel power than Chevy and Ford. And it's backed by a 7-year, 100,000-mile engine warranty. Or grab a Hemi-powered Ram heavy-duty with $3,500 in combined cash allowances. So grab the truck honored by J.D. Power & Associates at your Texas Dodge dealer.
What does DirecTV DVR with TiVo mean to you?
Awesome quality.
You don't have to choose between your favorite shows anymore.
DirecTV with TiVo will find your favorite shows.
It records the show
while I'm gone for the whole season.
Click, you record, and you're done.
It's that easy. I can watch it then, I can watch it later. It's fabulous.
It puts you in control. The other thing I love, the wish list.
It's like a search engine. Any program, favorite actor, favorite director.
It'll find so many options. It's awesome.
DirecTV DVR. Call 1-866-GET-A-DVR for this special offer.
Texas Ranger Baseball on FSN Southwest, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Over 2,800 nonstop daily flights to 60 destinations, and by the Texas Lottery Commission. 7th inning underway, the temperature in the mid-80s. The Rangers trail the A's here in Arlington 3-2. Josh Lewin, Tom Grieve, Jim Knox with you. Nice matinee crowd turning out on a Thursday afternoon in a series of progressively bigger ball games for the Texas Rangers this week. Every win pretty much a must win, and so far so good. They are 4 for 4 in their last 4. but failing to hold a 2-1 lead today. Now 3-2 because in part of this guy at the plate, Adam Melhuse. The Oakland A's in the last 2 years had swung and put in play a 3-0 pitch only twice. There's Melhuse with a base hit, 2-1. Melhuse was swinging 3-0 in the 5th inning, and he pumped a home run.
Well, Melhuse is getting a start today because it's a day game after a night game. And he's gone 3 for 3 in the ball game, 2 singles and a home run. Damian Miller getting the day off. Melhuse taking advantage of the opportunity.
One-time 6-year minor league free agent Adam Melhuse. Big day today, you're right. And now another guy kind of acquired under the cover of darkness, Marco Scuttero, bunting. Brocail is going to, well, go after Scuttero and get him. The sacrifice works. And the A's looking for that insurance run. The Rangers do have a lefty up in the bullpen right now. Brocail or Ron Mayhay to face Mark Kotsay. Boy, has Kotsay been a tough out in this series.
Yeah, rarely has he been an out.
And even the outs have been real hard. A couple of line drive outs yesterday. He did strike out today, but he led off the game with a home run, had a single in the 5th. He was 8 for 11 in a series earlier this year against the Rangers, Tom, and in this series he is 8 for 12. Brocail gets behind him. Eric Burns on deck. Very daunting task coming into this series. The Rangers knowing they needed a sweep. They've got the first 2, but trailing 3-2 today. The Rangers have not even won a series, let alone swept a series from Oakland the last 13 times these teams have gotten together for a series of any length. There's a strike, 3-1. But again, it's almost fun to toss stats like that out there with this Rangers team because they just make a nasty habit of just demolishing those stats. Little bit inside. 2 on, 1 out.
First walk for the Rangers today. Chan Ho went 5 innings, didn't walk a batter.
And didn't hit a batter.
Did not hit a batter. You got the 2 lefties coming up after Burns. You got the lefty ready in the bullpen. And you got Doug Brocail, a righty, out on the mound to face at least Eric Burns, if not the lefties.
Strike 1 to Eric Burns. Burns 0 for 3.
A good 95-mile-an-hour sinker right there from Doug.
Now the thing about not just the AL West, Tom, but really all around the American League right now, as you check your forward leaderboard, nobody is just up and running away. The Rangers have played the best baseball in the league the last 10 games, but nobody's gone 8-2 or 9-1. Did Burns go? Yes, he did.
I think he did that time. There's been a lot of checks where they haven't gone, but that time he did. That hard overhand curveball that Doug throws is really tough to lay off of.
fans were trying to will that one into being strike three. It is not. It is 2-2.
This is a well-played game. The pitchers all have good stuff. The hitters have been patient. They've been working the counts. They've managed to score 5 runs total in the game. But it's a credit to the hitters because the pitching has been tough in this game. And Doug's throwing 95 miles an hour with a good curveball. Chan-Ho Park had great velocity, good off-speed pitches. You credit the A's hitters for a couple of home runs. They tacked down a run. Boy, Hudson. I mean, who would you rather have in the big leagues on the mound than Tim Hudson in a big game?
And this right now, Tag, becomes maybe the big pitch of the game. If you lose Burns, it's bases loaded, 1 out. Little squibber, rolling, foul. Rangers trying to keep it at 3-2. Knowing that they've got Blaylock, Young, and Teixeira coming up in the bottom of the 7th inning, and Tim Hudson up in over 100 pitches for the day. Burns taking a long time coming back from first base. And that gives Barajas a chance to go out, talk to the veteran Doug Brocail.
Well, Burns knows this is a key at bat, a key part of the game. He had an all-out sprint to first base. He wants to make sure he's focused and well rested before he goes up there 3 balls and 2 strikes. Well, there are times where you have to give the player a little bit extra time to get his composure.
Ground ball, Eric Young stabs it. Michael Young across the bag. Safe at first. The inning continues.
Good try. It was a chopper. Eric had to range far to his right. He flipped it. Michael turned it. But Burns runs well. And he beat it out. But they got a big out on a 3-2 pitch.
Well, they avoid bases loaded, 1 out. Instead, it's runners at the corners and 2 out. And the Youngs combining for the fielder's choice. Brocail is going to leave. The Rangers want to get the lefty to face the lefty. Eric Chavez, the A's leader, is coming up. Ron Mayhay will face him when we come back.
Tonight at 10 on your Busch Light Southwest Sports Report. The playoff race continues to heat up in the big leagues. The Rangers face off against the A's for one last time in 2004. Plus, the Astros continue their series in San Francisco. Can they tighten up the wild card race? Texas Tech prepares to take on Kansas in the first Big 12 battle. And the Texans look for a win as they get ready for the Chiefs. It's all tonight at 10 on your Busch Light Southwest Sports Report.
Where Southwest fans come first. FSN Southwest. Saturday, FSN has football covered. First at 9, catch high school scoreboard. Then at 11, it's Big 12 Showcase. Later at 1:30, check in with Nissan Southwest Football Saturday. Next at 2, college football kickoff gets you ready for a Big 12 battle between Texas Tech and Kansas at 2:30. Then at 6, the Rice Owls face Mac Brown's Texas Longhorns. After the game, get the full wrap-up with the Big 12 postgame show at 9:30. And finally at 10:30, it's Hardcore Football on FSN Southwest.
Once and for all, the greatest is about to leave his mark. It's the Poker Superstars Invitational. For the first time in history, the 8 greatest players gather to finally answer the question, who is the world's best poker player? No amateurs, no jokers, no mercy. Learn from the masters. The Poker Superstars Invitational. Sunday, only on FSN.
It was the penthouse I had in Colorado. That was my first big purchase. For me, it just took a while for me to buy things for myself. Pretty much I took care of my family.
That was Eric Young grabbing life by the horns, brought to you by Dodge, where we grab life by the horns every day. Here is the big battle so far today in a 3-2 game. Ron Mayhay, who joined the Oakland A's back when Eric Chavez joined the Oakland A's several years ago. Now they will face each other. First and third, 2 out. And Eric Chavez leading this Oakland team in home runs despite missing 6 weeks of the season with a broken wrist. Mayhay on for Brocail. Mayhay ahead of Chavez.
Obviously a huge part of the game right here. You don't anticipate a lot more runs being scored in this game. Both teams have great closers. You got a man on third base and 2 outs, and dangerous hitter at the plate. Nasty slider.
Thank you, Ron Mayhay. From 30,000 Ranger fans on a Thursday afternoon, we're at the stretch. It stays 3-2.
The ultimate fantasy football show. We know who's a stud and who's a dud. Avoid, avoid, avoid. Our experts will tell you everything you need to be a fantasy powerhouse. Ultimate Fantasy Football Show, Fridays on FSN.
Check out Circuit City and the new CircuitCity.com for the biggest DVD releases. Right now, you'll find the Star Wars trilogy on DVD at a great low price. And also get the Adventures of Indiana Jones for just $44.99. This week at Circuit City.
You never know who has the potential to achieve great things. So when it's time to refinance, AmeriQuest Mortgage will look at more than just your credit score. AmeriQuest, the company that knows you are more. And proud sponsor of baseball in homes everywhere.
Log on to the all-new CircuitCity.com today for a chance to win a $20,000 plasma TV makeover. From a 10-inch flip-down for the kitchen to a 70-inch plasma for the living room. They can all be yours when you register today at the all-new CircuitCity.com.
Save big on Ranger tickets with Mrs. Baird's $5 Tuesdays. All upper-level tickets just $5 this Tuesday when the Rangers take on Anaheim. Call right now for your tickets, 817-273-5100. Here we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. The Rangers at the end of the day will be either 2 back or 4 back behind these Oakland A's in the AL West. They've got Blaylock against Tim Hudson here. And Tim Hudson, statistically the toughest guy off which to homer in the American League. Hank Blaylock, though, has 31 home runs this season. And did get Hudson last year. Well, the Rangers have made Hudson throw close to 110 pitches in this game.
They're going to get the bullpen going down there. You know you're going to see Dotel sooner or later. Not this early, obviously.
Towards third, and there is Chavez. Hatterberg stretching, stayed on the bag, 1 down.
That's a base hit against teams that put the shift on, but
that's right.
The A's didn't put the shift on.
It's a nice first out for Hudson to get. Michael Young coming up next. Again, the Rangers in Seattle will begin a weekend series tomorrow, 7:05. Hope you're making plans to come on out. The Rangers have not yet announced their starting pitcher. Chris Young looks like he'll go on Saturday. Ryan Drees on Sunday. Boy, Hudson still has a pretty good looking slider here. 0-1. That one missing outside. The double barrel action in the Oakland bullpen. The righty is Bradford, the lefty Rincon. Michael Young drives it. Right center field. Back to the track. This ball is off the wall. And Michael Young stands at second base with his third hit today. The ball getting away in the infield, but tracked down by Crosby right at the mound.
It didn't miss by much. Dye smacked into the wall where it juts back out towards center field. You kind of run along the fence in right field, and all of a sudden it juts out, and Dye ran into it. Looks like he's okay. And Michael just missed a home run to right center field on a pitch up and out over the plate. He drives it to the gap. Rangers put a man in scoring position and just missed tying the game up. And you see Dye running into the truck out in right center field. One thing to hit the fence, but then to hit a fence and a truck.
Right into the grill.
I mean, he knows where the fence is behind him, but he didn't make the adjustment for where it juts out and becomes a more shallow part of the field.
Michael Young now with 204 base hits. Here is Teixeira, and they're going to put him on. He will walk for the fourth time in this game. That'll tie a career high. As hot as Teixeira has been, I mean, they're walking a guy who's just basically a couple years out of college to get to a 12-year major league veteran. Brian Jordan, though, needs to prove he can hit Tim Hudson. He has not done that today. Mark Teixeira has done that in the past. In fact, last time Teixeira put a ball in play against Hudson, that was a big home run back in Oakland last week.
Well, Tex has been on base every time that Brian Jordan has hit in this game, and Michael Young has been on with him 3 out of the 4 times. This will be the 3rd time in the ball game that Brian has hit with a couple of men on base. He's 0 for 3 in the game. He's hit the ball 3 times. Boy, this would be a great time for one to fall in for a base hit.
Jordan and DeLucci each have left 5 men on base in their first 3 at-bats. But what a chance here for Brian Jordan.
One of the injuries that really hurts Buck's depth on the bench is the leg injury to Gary Matthews.
Boy, you're right.
And whether you had, it's great to have Gary playing every day for you. He was doing such a great job, but having him healthy gives you a switch hitter off the bench, which would be a real luxury. Or if he's playing every day, whoever's not playing is a good guy to come off the bench. That depth, lack of depth, hurts.
Jordan nails it into center field, but locked up by Kotze.
Well, he hit it well. He just hit it right at the center fielder.
Boy, still that's 7 left on for Brian today, and let's see if DeLucci now can pick him up.
It's the second. It's to be the 3rd time in the game that David is hit with a couple of men on base after Jordan has made an out. 2nd time. One time there was 1 man out.
DeLucci is due. That's one way to look at it. 5 for his last 43. He has had a solid season. Hudson's pitch count at 118. They do have a lefty available in the bullpen. Ricardo Rincon has been loosening.
And what you're saying right here, if you're Ken Mock, is I've got my ace out there, and I like the way he's throwing, and I like his chances against DeLucci, who he's gotten out 3 times, better than if I brought in Rincon and probably facing Chad Allen.
Hudson has kept DeLucci guessing all afternoon. David DeLucci has had some clutch hits for the Rangers this year. Go back to the first time the Yankees came in. He had that 4 for 4 game, a couple of home runs. Just a base hit right here. Get the Rangers a tie would be a beautiful thing. Boy, and despite the fact that it's a gorgeous kind of Indian summer afternoon here early in the fall, there's not a lot of sense that you get here, Tom, of fans just hanging out enjoying a leisurely day at the ballpark. This is a very tense atmosphere. Has been all day. The fans that have been showing up in this series. There have been some real good midweek crowds. It seems like a very baseball literate crowd. I mean, everybody hanging on every pitch. This is not your typical take the day off from work, come out and just kick back and enjoy a ball game. This is the most meaningful game of the year. DeLucci will have to rally in the count. It is 1-2 as Tim Hudson looking at a pitch count of 120, trying to get through it here in the 7th inning. Auburn against Ole Miss right here. Tim Hudson against DeLucci. In a 3-2 game 7th inning. Down the right field line, but foul. Man, he got around on that, but he yanked it into the crowd. DeLucci just 3 of 16 lifetime against this very tough right-hander. Trying to find a way here with a count of 1-2. In the air, center field. To the track. Kotsay made the catch. And the Rangers have stranded 10.
Want to get away? Now you can. Go to Southwest.com for Southwest Airlines $39 to $149 internet specials to 59 destinations nationwide. Purchased by October 21st.
You are now free to move about the country.
Jack, 6 days to hit the jack. Maybe today they'll draw my lucky numbers. If not tomorrow, there's another jack. It could be my turn. Jack, with all the games I've gotta like my chances to do my celebration dances. Jackpot every day. Jackpot another way. Jackpot for me to play. Jackpot so I can hit the jackpot. Just can't wait. Jackpot to celebrate the jackpot. Jackpot.
With Jackpot drawing 6 days a week, next time it could be you.
At Taco Bueno University, students learn the Bueno way of preparing steak fajitas. First, they test the boil and bag method. Here they try the microwave shortcuts. But as they all learn, there's just no substitute for real choice sirloin steak cooked fresh the way Bueno does.
The new grilled steak fajita machaco. Freshly cooked sirloin steak, roasted peppers and onions, and real queso inside toasted pita bread. At Taco Bueno,
it's more Bueno.
Well done.
3-2 game at the end of 7. The Oakland A's are in front. Coming up tonight at 10 o'clock, the Busch Light Southwest Sports Report. 30 minutes of nightly sports news dedicated to teams throughout the Southwest. You will see it at 10 o'clock tonight right here. Ron Mayhay continues on the mound. What a charge David DeLucci put into the ball and into the crowd for that matter as he rifled one to the warning track out there in left center field. But Mark Kotsay had the last word on that. He made the running catch at the wall with 2 men on. And it stays 3-2.
Well, David got a good pitch to hit, a high fastball. We've seen him drive this pitch out of the ballpark a number of times this year. He just missed. Kotsay had it timed well up against the wall, made the catch. David needed a couple of more feet, and boy, would he had a dramatic home run. Just missed it.
Hatteberg takes from Mayhay here. Mark Kotze, the son of a retired California highway motorcycle cop, has had a huge afternoon here. Led off the game with a home run. Made that running catch at the wall. Chanoho Park went the first 5 innings for the Rangers. Did not pitch poorly at all. No walks, no hit batsmen. Struck out 3. But Kotze and Melhuse hit the 2 solo homers. Then the A's were able to get a run off the bullpen in the 6th. And a 3-2 Oakland lead. The Rangers had a brief lead of 2-1. They had scored in the 2nd on a big 2-out hit from Lance Nix. Got an RBI single from Michael Young in the 3rd. But that's been it. The Rangers have been threatening in the innings since then, but not scoring. There have not been many games this year, Tom, where the Rangers have had a low run total and a high left on base total, but this is one of those few games. Hatteberg bouncing it over to Teixeira. Leading Mayhay, 1 down. The Rangers do have 3 hits from Michael Young. They've got 4 walks coaxed by Mark Teixeira. Those are the guys that have been on base the most for Buck Showalter today. Now here's the guy that broke the 2-2 tie, Jermaine Dye. That was an inning that started pretty harmlessly too, you know. A little ground ball out from Chavez to start the 6th inning. But then Hatteberg was able to double into the corner. Jermaine Dye on a full count with the base hit to left. At the very least, Tom, the Rangers will have seen the last of Tim Hudson, up and over 120 pitches. That's going to be it for him, you figure. Another ball near 3rd. This time Blaylock's got it. Wings it across, 2 down.
Yeah, it looks like Bradford is still throwing down in the bullpen. We've got Mensch, Nix, Barajas. A couple of right-hand hitters and a left-hand hitter. Bradford and Rincon throwing earlier. Now it's Messier. They changed to Messier. Maybe because Messier's screwball's a little bit better against the left-hand hitter, so they leave him in to face 3 hitters rather than have to use 2 different pitchers.
And also, if it was anybody but Mensch, I wonder if they'd at least use Bradford initially. Kevin Mensch, the one righty that's had a history of success against Bradford that the Rangers have.
Well, Ron said that slider working well against left-hand hitters. Struck out Chavez to end the 7th with a good slider. Got Hatteberg to roll out on one. And he'd head with Durazo on a slider.
Now Durazo sends one into center field. Ron Mayhay, well done out of the bullpen. 4 up, 4 down against him. And now the Rangers with the fans squarely behind him here in Arlington. Sending up Mensch and Nix and Barajas.
12 began, but only one will get a shot at their dream, a real title fight. Oscar de la Hoya presents the next great champ next week on Fox.
On Mrs. Baird's $5 Tuesdays, you can watch great Rangers baseball from your favorite angle. All Tuesday, upper level tickets cost just $5. So if you want to sit above home plate, it's just $5. Above third base, $5. If you like the first base side, just $5. Watch all-stars like Michael Young and Alfonso Soriano and pay just $5 every Tuesday at Ameriquest Field in Arlington. To get yours courtesy of Mrs. Baird's, call 817.
What the? To win this 3,000-mile race,
you are gambling with your life.
Only one way to win.
It'll take courage.
Men go mad!
I can see that. Skill. And a lot of guts.
Once you get past the legs, it ain't too bad.
Viggo Mortensen in the adventure that will blow you away. Hidalgo.
I didn't get you into this, you got me into it.
Morning.
Welcome to the party. It's the ESPN Game Plan College Football Pay-Per-View Package. Get access to up to 12 games every Saturday all season long for only $119. Call 1-800-GET-SPORTS or go to directtv.com to order.
FoxMovieChannel.com.
You're watching FSN Southwest.
Not enough hours in the day to shop for that special sports fan in your life? Well, TexasRangers.com makes it easy for you. They're open 24/7. Find that special someone a special baseball gift at TexasRangers.com. You are looking live at a horse thief of sorts. He just took the entire tray of cotton candy, did a Rangers captain, and took it upon himself to donate cotton candy to this crowd of about 30,000 here today.
It'd be more of a Robin Hood action, really. There goes the poor cotton candy man.
Got to pay for it all himself now.
Back to explain to his boss what happened.
Got held up by a horse, sir. Here's Jim Messier taking over for Tim Hudson. The Rangers are down 3-2 in the bottom of the 8th. Messier has allowed only 5 home runs all year. The Rangers got one of those. Alfonso Soriano, as a matter of fact, back in Oakland last Monday night.
That's the only run Messier's given up in his last 33 outings, was the home run to Soriano. Got off to a slow start, but he's made up for it recently.
A game-tying, down-to-the-wire home run by Soriano, who again is out of the lineup probably for the rest of the year with that hamstring strain. Eric Young has gone in, played admirably at second base. Mensch off the end of the bat. 1 out in the 8th inning. Jim Messier, a rarity, the right-hander that throws a screwball. Not that you see a lot of them from lefties either, but we've talked about this before regarding the Oakland A's. You probably have to go back to Mike Marshall to find a right-hand pitcher with a screwball like this. Nix will pop one up. And again, Bobby Crosby. Well, the Rangers trying to make something happen here, but a couple of pop-ups. And now Barajas. Jim Messier learned the screwball from a former big leaguer, Rich Folkers. Was a coach at Eckerd College when Jim Messier was going there. Ball 1 to Barajas. Check that, strike 1 to Barajas. Now the Rangers scoring single runs in the 2nd and the 3rd today. Oakland in the 1st, 5th, and 6th. On a humid afternoon here in Arlington, the Rangers at the end of the day will either be 2 games back or 4 games back with 10 games to go. Got to give Tim Hudson a lot of credit, do you not? 7 strong innings for the A's again today.
Well, you knew that coming into this series, the last game, you were going to face Tim Hudson, regardless of what happened in the first 2 games. In a tough game like this, in a big game, Hudson's a guy you like to have on the mound. I said earlier, who would you rather have? There might be a couple of guys, Kurt Schilling, Johan Santana, but you grab a handful of guys, and Hudson would be right there as a guy you want pitching in a big ball game.
Trying to get to 13 and 5. The Rangers trying to deal him a no decision by getting to the bullpen. Again, a rough draw just to, when you try to fathom it out, the Rangers feeling like they needed a sweep of these Oakland A's. That's the first place team. They're dealing Zito, Mulder, and a Hudson at you. The Rangers jumped over the first 2 hurdles. They're close today, but down a run. In on the hand, slowly towards short. Crosby scoops it up and throws out the catcher to end the inning. Well, the Rangers will have the top of the order up come the bottom of the ninth. But now we go to the top of the ninth inning. 3-2 A's.
Celebrate too much? Not when it's this big. Happy 100th birthday to Haviland. Add more life to your car.
The last of the 04s are moving out, one by one. It's Chevy's model year-end event. This could be your last chance to get the 2004 Chevy Silverado you want with amazing model year-end offers. Now get 0% APR financing on a 2004 Chevy Silverado half-ton crew cab or a $6,000 total value with GMAC financing. So get here soon. In fact, right now would be good. See your Texas Chevy dealer.
If it's Texas high school football, it's on FSN, the only place for in-depth, comprehensive coverage from across the state. Greg Way joins Dana Larson to bring you High School Scoreboard live. RTQ Big Game of the Week visits the Centex. Anytime Harker Heights and Copperas Cove get together, it's more than just a great game. These Fort Hood area teams know how to celebrate a Texas tradition. It's High School Scoreboard Live, Friday at midnight, only on FSN Southwest.
Oakland 3 and Texas 2. The Rangers have not been without their scoring chances late in this game. They had 2 on, 1 out in the third, 2 on, 1 out in the fifth, 2 on, 1 out in the seventh. But it has stayed 3-2, and now Jeff Nelson trying to make sure it is still a 3-2 game going to the bottom of the ninth. Jeff Nelson off the DL just a couple of weeks ago. And as we keep saying about Jeff Nelson, Tom, a playoff-tested veteran, and he wants badly to get there and test it out again.
Yeah, the thing that's coming together for Nelly is he's a little bit healthier than he has been all season. His stuff is a little bit better because of his health than it has been all season. And now you've got a battle-tested guy throwing the ball well.
Chan-Ho Park was the starter today. The Rangers have since gone with Erasmo Ramirez, who stands to take the loss. Then Brocail, then Mayhay, and now Nelson. 5 pitchers. The A's have only had to use 2, and they're looking to get Octavio Dotel in the game to close it out. But again, the Rangers will have the top of the order up. 2 Youngs and a Blaylock when we get to the bottom of the ninth inning. Bottom third of the order for the A's, starting with Bobby Crosby, who may well be the Rookie of the Year in the American League. He's got twice as many home runs than any other AL rookie with 20. Not much of a day for him today with a double play bounce out on the second, 2 subsequent strikeouts.
Earlier in the season, Nelly's fastball was around 87. That had good movement on it, 90 miles an hour. And his slider's a little bit sharper now, too. Struck out Crosby last night on a slider.
Pretty good one right there. 1 and 2.
That's almost the same pitch he threw him for the second strike last night. He threw him a slider. It's a fairly hittable slider. I mean, it's a good slider, but it's in a location where you can at least get the bat on the ball. Then he threw him one about 8 inches outside and low. He swung and missed for strike 3. A little bit farther outside. Wasn't quite as tempting to Crosby.
It's a guy on deck who's done a lot of damage today. That is Mr. Melhuse. Has a third of the A's hit total. Slider sends up a puff of dirt. Count goes to 3-2. Swept along near third. It stays 3 balls, 2 strikes. We talked about it earlier, Tag. The AL West, with nobody really taking charge here in September. The Rangers, the only team in the division with a winning record. So they need to keep on winning.
That's one of the things you said earlier. We said earlier in the season, a lot of people did, about the American League West.
Crosby hits it pretty well in right center field. Minch going back, looking up, and it's gone. Bobby Crosby, his 21st of the year. And the hill has just gotten steeper for the Rangers. It is now a 4-2 game, and the bottom of the order has really written the story today for the Oakland Athletics. Homers from Crosby and Melhuse.
Crosby saw a lot of sliders in that bat. That one stayed up. He waited on that one. The one he swung and missed after strike 2, he's out in front of it. He waited on that one, drove it to right center field, showed some pretty good power, driving that ball into the Ranger bullpen.
Well, and you called it. Crosby yesterday waving wildly at a slider and down on strikes.
Today he laid off the ones that were down and out of the strike zone.
Yep. Then you got something to hit. So it becomes a 4-2 game. Adam Melhuse has a home run today, his 11th of the year. He has never had a 4-hit game as a big leaguer. And as it goes to 3-0 on him, remember the home run that he hit was on a 3-0 count. He will take a stroll. Jeff Nelson, the veteran, comes out of the bullpen. Allows a home run and a walk. Schaus getting ready, assumably for Kotsay up at the top of the order, the lefty. Now the bullpen had pitched 16 scoreless innings in a row coming in today. They've allowed a couple runs in a little more than 3 innings this afternoon. Scuttero already showing bunt, and he drops it foul. Single runs all the way, both teams today. The A's got the leadoff homer from Kotsay, 3rd pitch of the game. They have scored in the 5th, 6th, and 9th. Now the bunt up near Teixeira. His play will be to go get Scuttero or just to lob it over to Eric Young. Either way. 2nd consecutive sack bunt for the number 9 hitter. Now Kotsay coming up. Burns on deck, so the choice for Buck Showalter here is kind of a tough one. You can leave Nelson out there to face Kotsay, but then the reward is you go righty-righty with Burns. Or you mix and match, you get the lefty Schaus in here for Kotsay. Burns is 0 for 6 lifetime against Nelson. I think Buck likes that quite a lot. Kotsay is only 1 for 4 against Nelson. There's a strike at the knees of Kotsay. And Tom, more than what Kotsay has done at the plate, he also made that running catch at the wall. The ball that David DeLucci hit to end the 7th inning with 2 men on.
Yeah, David hit that ball high, which gave Kotsay plenty of time to get back and time his jump. David needed 2 or 3 more feet, and Kotsay would have run out of room, but he got back, reached up right up against the wall, and made a nice catch.
And remember, earlier that inning, Michael Young just missed taking one out to right center field. Just hit it to the wrong part of the park, right to the truck in right center. So it's been 4 runs on 10 hits, no errors for the A's, 2-7-0 for the Rangers. They've been out-hit in every game of this series. But remember, they won the first 2. 9-4 and 5-3. Mark Kotsay acquired this offseason. Didn't exactly fit the mold of the high on base percentage guy. More of a defense first and slashing a hitter. They plugged him in at the top of the order. He's had a real nice year, hitting around .315. Up and in. And obviously damage control becomes a watchword right now. You don't want to have to come back from any further than 4-2 against Dotel.
No, Dotel's been throwing the ball real well for Oakland. He's a guy that he'll come in and challenge you with his fastball. When he gets in trouble, he's got another pitch he can go to. But he's been throwing the ball well.
The A's haven't had a chance to use him in this series.
He's converted all 6 of his save opportunities in September. Strikeout pitcher. Well over a strikeout per inning.
There's a strikeout of Kotsay. The heat from Jeff Nelson.
Kotsay's a little upset with himself. He spoiled some tough sliders, but couldn't lay off the high hummer. 90-mile-an-hour fastball up and a little out of the strike zone.
Well, that is quite a reaction that he has for you.
Look on Kotsay's face. He didn't like doing that.
Well, again, here by doing that, here's a matchup that Buck, I'm sure, wanted all along. Nelson against Burns. Burns 0 for 4 today. Couple of flyouts to center, a strikeout and a bounce out. Tim Hudson online for the win. He has dipped that ERA down to 3.33 for the year. But the Rangers will have something to say about that. Eric Young to lead it off in the bottom of the 9th. Boy, and if he gets on, coming up behind him, 31 homers from Blaylock, 21 from Michael Young, 37 from Teixeira. Stabbed by Nelson. And the Rangers have a fighting chance here. They go to the bottom of the 9th, needing 2 desperately.
Tonight at 10 on your Busch Light Southwest Sports Report. The playoff race continues to heat up in the big leagues. The Rangers face off against the A's for one last time in 2004. Plus the Astros continue their series in San Francisco. Can they tighten up the wild card race? Texas Tech prepares to take on Kansas in the first Big 12 battle. And the Texans look for a win as they get ready for the Chiefs. It's all tonight at 10 on your Busch Light Southwest Sports Report.
Where Southwest fans come first. FSN Southwest. The best in the Big 12 Conference is on Big 12 Showcase. This week's Big 12 Showcase comes to you from Memorial Stadium on the campus of the University of Kansas, where the Jayhawks are set to play host for the conference opener against Texas Tech. Also a feature look at the Colorado Buff soccer program. Plus the big plays from last week's football action and all of the latest news from around the Big 12 Conference. Big 12 Showcase this Friday afternoon at 2:30 and again Saturday morning at 11 on FSN Southwest.
College Football Saturday on FSN. Vince Young leads national powerhouse Texas in a showdown with in-state rival Rice. Then, Kansas looks to remain undefeated in a Big 12 slugfest with Texas Tech. College Football Saturday, presented by Kia Serra on FSN.
Texas Ranger Baseball on FSN Southwest, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Over 2,800 nonstop daily flights to 60 destinations all across the country. And by the Progressive Insurance Group. For a money-saving car insurance quote, call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE today. 152 games, and in many ways, it may come down to this bottom of the 9th inning. The Rangers looking for a meaningful shot to stay in it here in the AL West. And we recap it for you. Tuesday, Michael Young had the big hit. Yesterday, Eric Young had the big hit as the A's stranded 11. The Rangers have stranded 10 today. They're looking for that big clutch base hit. They will need to get some hits here against this guy, Octavio Dotel.
Dotel has been 14 out of his last 15 in save opportunities for Oakland. 63 strikeouts in 45 innings as an A. Came over from the Astros. And the Rangers have the right guys coming up, top of the order.
The one thing about Dotel is he has not pitched since the weekend in Seattle. 4 days since he's been out there, and we'll see if the Rangers will find any rust on that right arm. Craving base runners, down 4-2.
A leadoff walk sure wouldn't hurt.
Come on back. Eric Young doesn't realize it. Tim McClellan called that a strike.
I don't think I've ever seen this before.
EY is standing at first base. Tim McClellan is trying to be subtle, but he's waving him back.
I don't think I've ever seen the hitter get to first base on that play before.
Well, we talked about it with Tim McClellan. He has about the slowest to register strike call in baseball. And the fans were shouting. EY didn't hear anything. He was off to first base.
I mean, it's a borderline pitch that can go either way. There's the strike call. EY never heard it. The first base umpire, Tony Randazzo, doesn't really alert EY to the fact that it was strike 2. So he just kept going all the way to first base.
Looper caught. Tim McClellan to hearing it from this home crowd. Boy, what a huge turn right there. Here's Blaylock. While McClellan may be slow to register strikes, the fans pretty quick to register their displeasure here.
2 big outs left. You got to start with a base runner. Dotel, pretty much a fastball pitcher. He's got a good slider. 2-run lead. He's going to throw his fastball a lot.
One and 2. Blaylock hitless so far today. Boy, what a thin line between being 2 games back and 4 games back. With 10 to go, it all comes down to this inning. Still 3 balls, 2 strikes. Michael Young is on deck, and after that, Teixeira. Texas walked 4 times today. You know he'd love to be up there with a chance to swing the bat and make a difference. towards the crowd and in the crowd.
This is kind of a Mark Kotze at bat right here.
Yeah.
Hank spoiled a couple of pitches, just flicked at him. Pitches that were borderline pitches, outside corner, pitches that are tough to take with 2 strikes. He was hanging tough after a couple of foul balls, making Dotel throw another strike. Maybe one he can handle, maybe ball 4.
Dotel continues to bring it. Hank continues to hang around.
Speaking of at-bats, one of the better at-bats of the year, confrontation pitcher and hitter, was last night Coco Cordero to Jermaine Dye. Finally got Dye with a couple of men on. Dye really battled him.
Here's the 9th pitch to number 9, Mr. Blaylock. And we will see number 10. There has been some extraordinary baseball played in this series. You're right, some great confrontations.
The Rangers have had some chances in this ballgame. They've left 10 men on. They've had a couple of men on several times in the ballgame. As of yet, they haven't gotten a big hit.
That ball ripped right center. There it goes.
Well, that's better than a base runner, but you still need one more run. But that's a start. Well, that's what Hank did that at bat. He fouled off 3 or 4 tough fastballs up and away, and then got one down a little bit above the knees in his hitting zone and drove it into the bullpen.
Four, 3 in the 9th, and here is Michael Young. Into left.
Dotel got a little bit gun shy after Hank hit the home run out of the ballpark, so he went to his slider and he hung it. And Michael Young ripped it down the left field line, put the tying run in scoring position. Nice little turn of events right here.
Blaylock, I'm sorry, Tom, going back to that at bat, the 11th pitch of the at bat, he gulps it out. What a huge at bat that was. And then right away, his best friend, Michael Young, comes up and doubles to left. And we had said Mark Teixeira wanted a chance to swing the bat. He's not going to get it. He will tie a Ranger record with his 5th walk of the game. A career high for Tex, 5 walks in 1 ball game. And in every odd-numbered inning now, Tom, going back to the 3rd, it's been 2 on, 1 out for Brian Jordan, with Young and Teixeira being those 1-out base runners. 3rd inning, 5th inning, 7th inning, 9th inning. Xerox copies.
And the last 3 innings, it's been the same last 3 times for DeLucci as well. And his last at bat, he almost hit it out of the ballpark. And the Rangers have the stage set right here again.
It's the great thing about this game of baseball. You can fail 4 times, then come up the 5th time and be the hero. Brian Jordan will attempt to be that a hero in the 9th inning. 4-3 game.
Last couple of times Brian has swung early in the count. A couple of times at questionable pitches. He's being a little more patient this time. Got a good look at the fastball. And now he's ready to hit.
Ground ball skips off the mound. It goes 4 to 6, but they can't get the double play.
That's the second straight time that Brian has hit the ball toward the middle of the field hard. In the 7th, he lined out to Kotsay. This time, he hits a ball which, if there's nobody on base, is probably a base hit. But with the A's in double play situation, Scuttero was able to field the ball, but they couldn't turn it, which gives DeLucci a chance to tie the game. Ball was hit hard. It's a turnable ball. Crosby decides to hold on to it, and now DeLucci gets a shot.
Jordan has stranded 9 in this game. DeLucci has stranded 7. But now DeLucci can be the hero. DeLucci almost was the hero in the 7th inning. DeLucci's got to be a 2-strike hitter.
Ooh, boy, that's almost the same pitch as the one before it. Just a little bit inside. And you've got the fastball pretty well scoped out right here.
Peeled away, and will do it again. The remarkable thing about this game, Tag, it's the kids who have been getting on base and doing the damage. Blaylock, Young, Teixeira. The Rangers have leaned on the veterans here, Jordan and DeLucci, with men on base. So far it has not worked out, but here you go, 1 and 2.
Yeah, Tex has a Barry Bonds line today.
Yeah, 5 walks for Teixeira as they have pitched him like he's made out of plutonium. DeLucci takes it from 0-2 to 2-2 with the tying man at third. Stroked into right field, Jermaine Dye can't get it! 1 run is in! And the Rangers looking to win it! The Rangers have won it! Improbable, amazing. A thunderbolt in the 9th inning. We go to Jim Knox.
Here he is, David DeLucci, game-winning hit, down 2 strikes. What was going through your mind?
Just trying to put the ball in play. It's the 3rd time tonight I've come up with a runner on first and third. I hit the ball hard, but nothing came through. I just wanted to get it somewhere where nobody was standing.
It's never say die for this team. Have you ever been part of anything like this?
Oh, that's awesome. We were talking in the bench. We said we come from behind. We scored 11 runs. We come from behind to win many ball games. 2 runs is nothing. We did it tonight. We're going to keep doing it.
How about the fans? It's like the 10th man today.
Awesome. It's the loudest they've been all year. We need them. I don't know if people realize that they're so important to us. They can turn the momentum of a game, and they did it today.
Congratulations, David. Appreciate it. Thank you for your time. Josh.
The magic carpet has taken flight. Amazing.
That was a great at-bat for DeLucci. He took 2 strikes, 2 low fastballs. One down the middle, one on the inside corner. He took one just a little bit inside, and then he hits pretty much the same pitch that he took for strike 2 and ripped it by dive. Let's check it out.
And it's do or die for die. He dives here, and as the ball gets by him, that's history.
He hit the same pitch that he took for a strike, almost the same pitch he took for a ball. Dye couldn't get it, and once he dove, the game was over.
Brian Jordan, remember, hustled to make sure there was not going to be a double play to end the game. He ended up stranding 9 in this game, but he scores the winning run.
Yeah, really in this game, Josh, one of the things that hurt the A's were double plays that weren't turned. The Rangers scored their first run when they failed to turn a double play on a bobble. Lance Nix drove in a run. That was in the 2nd inning. And then that ball that Jordan hit, that was a ball that's turnable. The A's didn't turn it, and that set the stage for the game-winning double.
Let me tell you something. The Rangers were 2-64 this year when trailing after 8. Tim Hudson, when he gets 4 runs, 75-2.
Well, he's still 75-2. He didn't lose it.
The bullpen, Dotel gives it up. And the magic carpet ride is off and running in Arlington. 5-4 your final.
Driver's license number, make and model, number of drivers, VIN number,